Hey, what's up, guys? It's the old goats. Once again, I got Ogre with me, Hoffa, and for the second time in a row, special guest, Hialeah Comic Bro, Raul Batista. I'm not going to give the big intro this time. You saw him here last episode, but I really respect this guy, my former boss, my friend, somebody I admire. Retired at age 50. I just want to say that. That's where you fucking want to be, people, okay? That's what you want to do. You want to be fucking living it up when you're 50 and not fucking punching that clock every day. Work hard. You can do it too. All right. Who's got the next Super Bowl? We're giving you the rest of the Super Bowls here. 1991 through current day. Who's doing 1991?
I got it.
We're in 1991?
I got it. 1991. This is the Scott Norwood Super Bowl.
For the 1990
yeah.
For the 1990 season.
For the 1990 season, you have the Bills 13-3. The Giants are also 13-3. Two distinct styles of play. One's a red gun offense, which really was more like a red BB gun in that game. And you had a very ball control with Otis Anderson.
The U.
Yep. And big stacked house defense, man. That defense, it was just they would have ball possession would be like 40 minutes to 20, like in every fucking game that they played. And so it came down to both teams were 13-3, came down to a kick. Actually, the Giants were down 12-3 and rallied, and they had a huge
Hostetler, right?
It was Hostetler. Yeah. They had a huge 9-minute and 29-second drive, longest drive in Super Bowl history.
So Scott Norwood was the real life Ray Finkel for you Ace Ventura fans.
That's correct. That is correct. So he missed it. It was what, wide right.
Right.
Wide right.
Races out, Dan.
With 4 seconds left, and he missed, and that's pretty much my 1990 Super Bowl 25 story. Actually, I have a quick anecdote on that one. I remember watching that with my dad. It was like the last Super Bowl I ever saw before he left.
Was there an alien sighting afterwards?
He left to Costa Rica.
Okay, I was about to say he left.
Well, I don't know if you've seen our Aliens and Ghost show. You know, we don't know what he left means. It could be
to another planet.
Yeah, this dude talks to ghosts on some type of device.
I don't know if you've seen that episode yet.
I don't know if I have.
Check it out.
I think I would remember that one.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's also the classic Whitney Houston.
Yeah, that's right.
Amazing.
Oh, she was halftime, right?
The halftime.
Yeah,
no, she was the national anthem. The national anthem. Yeah.
All right.
Classic.
We haven't gotten yet to the nipple revealing time of halftime shows, but we will.
Eagerly awaiting that.
I remember this Super Bowl so specifically, like one of the first that not the first that I watched, but like one of the ones that I was hardcore into football at that time watching.
I agree.
And thinking the Bills are gonna fucking kick their ass, man. The no huddle, no way. And the Giants just fucking do that ball control.
Old school.
Otis Anderson, who was old as shit. He looked like he was in Pampers in his fucking
bro.
Yeah, I don't
right?
know.
He was probably 30, and he looked like he was like 60, man. It was crazy.
XUM, dude. I don't know. He must have had like extra pads on or something.
He had those big thigh pads.
Yeah, that
remember?
they don't use no more.
No.
And they just ball controlled that shit, and then this guy misses the kick, man. And they did the perfect game against him, but still a great defense left over from that 86. I think it was 86 title. So yeah, and then they had that backup Phil Simms, Jeff Hostetler little thing. That's what I remember about that Super Bowl.
Let me tell you something. Being a Lions fan, there's only one thing worse, and that's being a Bills fan.
Yes.
You go 4 years in a row to the Super Bowl and lose. I'd rather just go 0-16 for the season than go to the Super Bowl and lose, man.
Nah, but you got to give them their props, man.
I mean,
they
4 years in a row,
great.
man.
They got there, man. You know,
I mean, they were great, dude. I mean,
yeah.
Thurman Thomas was Barry Sanders was his backup in Oklahoma State.
Yes.
Hall of Famers.
Yeah. And they had Bruce Smith, Cornelius Bennett. I mean, they were fucking. The team was ridiculous.
Who's the little Tasker?
Tasker. Mark Kelso with the
double helmet.
Yeah, the helmet. Oh my goodness.
James Lofton.
Yes.
Reed.
They were stacked.
Cornelius Bennett.
Yeah.
Daryl Talley. Bruce Smith.
Yeah.
Don Beebe falling on his
Don
head.
Beebe.
Yeah.
Remember that?
And they just fucking whooped the Dolphins' ass every time, dude. Swing pass, Thurman Thomas. Jesus Christ, can you not defend the swing pass? They're going to throw a swing pass to Thurman Thomas. Like every time. Hey, swing pass. It was every time.
Dude, that's the last time I actually physically like had a tear over the Dolphins. Was that
That was
AFC title?
That was
that
heartbreaking,
AFC title game, bro. I felt terrible.
That was heartbreaking.
Right.
And I'm not a
Right,
Dolphin
Hootie.
fan, and it hurt, man. That was heartbreaking. Bruce Smith was a monster.
Yeah, he was.
He was. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to have 4 in a row here of these people in the Super Bowl. So let's.
I'll keep this one quick.
Yeah,
Super Bowl
let's-
26.
Super Bowl 26, Washington, Buffalo. Final score 37-24. It was held on January 26, 92 in the Metrodome. Washington came in 14-2. Buffalo was 13-3. They had the AFC best offense, no huddle, the K-gun offense, but they were second to last in defense. And that's where it hurt. Bruce Smith missed some time during the season. They still had Cornelius Bennett and a few of the other guys. The MVP, Mark Rippon.
His signature game.
Signature game. That was it. That was pretty much it. 18 of 33, 292, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. They did come in with the top offense. They did score 485 points that year.
Big arm.
But
And
he was
the
done after that.
Badass receiving core.
Huge.
We got like Ricky Sanders, Art Monk, and
Art Monk.
Gary
Definitely
Clark.
underrated.
And he had the
Yeah.
crater face.
Who was the first one?
Oh my God! What?
Plunkett,
Plunkett. It was
Plunkett,
Plunkett.
yeah,
All right, we got another
And
one.
Ripken was, they were almost like twins. They could have passed off as brothers there.
What an arm that guy had.
He was,
But
man. He was. He was a stud.
Yeah.
He was a stud, but he blew up.
He bounced around a little bit,
Yeah.
I think, after that. I don't remember where he went. All right. Are we moving on to 1992 season, 1993 Super Bowl 27?
Yep. And that was the third heartbreak of the old Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills versus the Dallas Cowgirls. And the Cowboys pretty much annihilated the fucking Bills. They didn't even have a fucking chance. The final score was 52-17. The head coach was Jimmy Johnson. He just recently got a...
How cool was that?
Yeah, that was
Did
pretty
you guys
cool,
see
man.
that when
he got choked up and shit. That was
amazing.
nice, man.
That was amazing for everybody that was there.
Yeah, it was due, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's a fucking hell of a coach.
How do
gotta
you feel
give it to
about
him.
Jimmy Johnson, Ogre?
Well, I mean, he made his that trade against with the Vikings and the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
got
that was
raped.
brilliant.
The
He
Herschel
just-
Walker trade?
that should be Hall of Fame worthy alone.
Yeah.
As lopsided as that was.
Do you
but
have a little resentment over what he did with the Dolphins?
I didn't like the way he handled the whole Marino years and the way he kind of wanted to shuffle him into the shadows.
Trying to give you the other side. You guys were like, it's so nice. And we're like, I have
He
a little
was
bit of a...
he was a bit of an asshole with
Yeah.
Marino, and he wanted to just make him like just anybody else.
Do you
And-
think he's
and it was-
deserving?
I do. I just
do?
don't feel
Yeah,
so great
I-
for him.
Yeah,
It's not clear cut though, right? That's how I feel about it.
I mean, he
was
won
like,
two
won
Super
two
Bowls.
Super
Two
Bowls.
Super Bowls.
He pretty much was, the architect of the third Dallas Super Bowl. That was at Switzerland.
Yeah, you could almost say that was his Super Bowl. It was his team.
and the trade.
But
and that trade.
The truth of it is, you ask me, and there's this disdain that I have that's inside that I just.
I wanted to bring that out
It's
because I felt it, and I didn't want to say I'm the only one.
like when I heard the news, I was like, really?
I was like, he's crying like a bitch.
Dude, it was moving, man.
But
Yeah, it was,
I had
man.
to. Take
I mean, he's the older guy. And shit,
I had
you
to
know.
take a step back and look at the big picture because the Dolphin years were just that was the whole Jimmy
I
and
feel like
Danny shit.
we were lied to. They were like, we're bringing this Jimmy Johnson in, and I was like, we're gonna do what the fucking Cowboys did.
I mean,
And then
besides
we
the
did it.
fact of the whole, like, this take out football out of the equation, just when you die, your kids are going to eventually die too, and your grandkids are going to die.
Everybody's just gonna die.
Everybody's just going to forget you.
Yes, we all die, bro.
And
We all
just,
die.
And just to be
Dust to
like,
dust.
be like immortalized, as a statue somewhere as a Hall of Famer.
Bro, he's a Kane too.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
gotta-
that's
you
why.
gotta give-
That's
he's
why.
a
You gotta
Kane.
give. I mean, you gotta
He's a
give the
Kane,
guy a
and
little
that's a
props,
soft spot
man.
for
Yeah,
me.
that's
Poor
why.
guy, man.
Yeah, for sure.
That balances into his favor.
Poor guy, no.
All right.
He's not
Yeah,
a poor
Bro,
guy.
he's living the life in the Keys,
Yeah,
and
he's
then
out there.
he goes up, calls a game, or what is it, the NFL Today or whatever it is.
Right.
Guy's got the life, man. Good
Yeah.
for him.
All right.
All right, back to
but
Super
that was
Bowl
his
27.
that was his first Super Bowl win. He
Yeah.
masterminded and
Right.
he did.
He was the architect.
Yeah,
man.
big time of
And
that.
it was at
He
With the
changed
draft
the
picks.
game. He changed the draft.
Speed. Give me small,
it was
fast
at
guys
Rose.
on defense.
It was at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, and there was 98,000 in attendance. Notable Hall of Famers in the Cowboys. Jimmy Johnson, of course, he just got pretty much inducted. Troy Aikman, Charles
Overrated.
Haley, Michael
Yes.
Irvin,
Yes, I'm glad you said
I
that.
agree.
Big
Emmett
time.
Smith.
Yeah.
The coin toss. O.J.
I'm gonna get
Simpson.
some shit over this. I'm gonna get.
Naked Gun.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna get some shit over this, but I think Emmitt Smith is overrated too.
I agree. As a
I
Barry Sanders
agree
fan,
too, man.
I agree 100%.
I'll tell you why. Not because I'm a hater and I hated these teams, but I did hate these teams.
I did
This
not.
guy
I
had
did
a
not hate
fucking
those
great
teams.
O line his whole career.
Fucking greatest O line.
Yeah.
One of the
If you
greatest.
put Barry Sanders in his place, Barry Sanders would probably
Bro, he had like-
he would have broke every fucking record in the book.
He had like the Alabama offensive line in front of him, the old Nebraska offensive lines, and it was like, come on.
and then
I'm glad you said it because then if a Lions fan says it, then it'll be like, oh, you're just a fucking whiny little bitch.
yeah, I don't think Michael Irvin was overrated. That guy was a
No.
beast.
No, he was a
but I
beast.
do think Aikman was overrated. He may have thrown 30 touchdowns one
He
time.
threw 20 touchdowns
Man,
once.
I wasn't an Irvin fan either.
But he was good, dude.
He was
Dominating.
good, but
Right.
don't
I didn't
know,
like
man.
him. I was not a fan, but I
I liked
think
him
of-
at the U. I liked him at the U,
Yeah.
but
I think
But-
of all those guys, I think Irvin was the one that was the most.
he was the most
Legit
He was the
of all of
most flamboyant, but yeah, he was the best player.
Yeah.
Emmitt Smith, he played forever. And like he said, I'm gonna break this guy's record no matter how long it takes. And then he stuck around long enough to break Walter Payton's record.
but you know what? Like Payton, like Walter Payton, he was class. He's a classy guy.
Right.
he is, dude, and he was tough. I'm not gonna take
Tough
that
as-
away from. I
that
He
game
wasn't-
against
he
the
wasn't-
Giants where he had the shoulder.
the fucked up shoulder.
Bro, he took him. He took him.
That's a man's man, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take
No,
anything
the
away
guy's
from him.
good.
And one
on
thing
this
about
The
topic.
guy was solid. He's solid. He deserves everything.
He's
he
no
got.
Joe Namath.
No.
he's no Joe
No.
Namath.
No, he's not
But
a bum.
I
He's not a
think-
bum by no means.
By no means. I just think he's a little overrated. There's
I agree with you.
I take
One
a
thing
lot
about-
of I'll take
one-
a lot of guys above him.
One
Yes.
thing about Emmitt Smith,
I
he
would take
wasn't-
Barry Sanders over him.
Oh hell yes.
definitely.
Instantly.
Emmitt
I'll
Smith.
take Eric Dickerson.
Oh,
probably.
Eric Dickerson
I'll
was-
take Walter Payton.
Emmitt Smith wasn't great at one particular thing, but he was good
At everything.
At everything.
Yeah.
He was great at running behind that line.
He was great on screen.
I mean, he was a good blocker. He was good
brought up
catching
Thurman
ball out of
Thomas.
the backfield. You know, he
I will
wasn't bad
ne-
at anything.
I will
he did.
never tell you I don't want that guy on my team.
exactly.
But I think they put him. Dude, like I think LaDainian Tomlinson is a better player than him.
Oh
Yeah.
man, so underrated, right?
Yeah, very underrated. That guy could do it all.
He doesn't get mentioned.
I might put Marshall Faulk ahead of Emmitt Smith.
Marshall Faulk was a beast.
That guy was a tremendous pass catcher. Tremendous runner.
I'm-
So I just think he's a little bit overrated.
Edgerrin James, bro. I'm a
Yeah,
homer.
he's a beast too.
Edgerrin James doesn't get his credit.
No, he doesn't.
Well,
Anyways,
O.J. Simpson, coin toss.
oh
naked gun.
wow, this is pre-murder, right?
Pre-murder. Norberg did the coin toss here. And Michael Jackson was the halftime
He's
show.
about to kill Nicole,
So it was
probably,
like
right?
two felons.
When did he
Two
kill
felons.
Nicole? A couple years later.
A couple years later.
A couple years later, he's killing Nicole.
Yeah, well, this is the Super Bowl '93, so pretty much in a couple of months, he fucking waxed the white girl. But yeah, O.J. Simpson, the coin toss, and Michael Jackson, the halftime show. The old pedophile.
Crazy what we thought about those people at that time and what we think about them now.
Right, which is, that's why I mentioned them. I had to mention anybody in the coin toss or halftime show.
It's funny.
But this was the Bills' third consecutive trip to the Super Bowl
It was getting boring.
and fucking choking
Yeah,
once
it's getting
again.
old.
And they broke a record for turnovers in a Super Bowl, which was 9. And Troy Aikman was awarded the MVP, completing 22 of 30 passes for 273 yards and 4 touchdowns.
That might have been like his best game ever in his life.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, you
No, it
gotta
is.
give that guy props.
He didn't do that on the regular.
No, but in the Super Bowl, that's pretty fucking good. And he also rushed for 28 yards, which is,
That's like a lot for him.
yeah.
That's
The guy had like fucking magnets under his feet. Yeah. But the cost of a 30-second, the cost of a
What
30
was the cost of a? I just
of a 30-second commercial in 1991?
We gotta be in the millions right now.
850 grand.
Oh, we're almost about to hit a million.
We're almost about there. We're getting there.
All
We're
right.
getting there.
Took longer than I
Am I
expected.
taking you to 93?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a fucking rematch. The only rematch in Super Bowl history is 1983 Cowboys versus Bills. Cowboys win 30-13. Second win in a row for the Cowboys. Fourth loss in a row for the Bills. And the Bills tie the...
At this point, everybody in Buffalo, New York is jumping off fucking buildings.
Yeah, I mean, dude, poor people. The Cowboys tie the Niners and Steelers for the most Super Bowl wins in history with 4. It was played in the Georgia Dome. And the Bills, we talked about it, dude, stacked offense. Kelly, Lofton, Reed, Thurman Thomas, the no huddle. And the Cowboys have that fast defense. The triplets, Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Irvin. The Finns, I have to throw in the Finns every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
They beat the Cowboys that year on that infamous Leon Lett, or
Right.
Leon Let Down, as I like to say, play.
With the kicks the ball out of the end zone. or
On
something.
Thanksgiving.
Yes. And
I was in the snow, though.
In the
huh?
snow,
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
so I had to throw that in. Moose Johnson, Novacek, Alvin Harper. They had that great
And
offensive
besides
line.
that, Leon Lett was a fucking great fucking player, dude.
He
was a
was, dude.
monster.
But
He
like
was a
people
monster.
remember
But he's
him
known
for that.
for that fucking blunder.
Yeah. Kevin Williams, Russell Maryland,
Kevin Williams,
Norton, Kevin
Russell Maryland,
Smith.
UM, huh?
Yeah, you am to you.
But again, dude, I was so bored at this time. I'm like, I do not want to see the Bills or the Cowboys. It was like, fuck, again? We just saw this fucking episode, dude. They're going to fucking whoop them again.
I
And
think at this
they
point
did.
in our life, like everybody in high school had a fucking
Cowboys
Michael
shirt
Irvin
on.
fucking jersey on.
Yeah, assholes. So that's it for 93, man. Who we got next? We got Ogre. You're coming in with 1994 season, played in 95, Super Bowl 26.
Super Bowl 29.
29. I can't fucking read Roman numerals.
San Francisco 49 over San Diego. San Diego was 11-5. Overcame 2 deficits in their playoff games. Right? So they were a wild card and they got in there. Or I think they actually might have won a division, but they had a one game on the road or one game. I don't remember who they played. Big takeaways from this. Otto Graham tossed a coin.
Otto Graham.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I knew you would like that.
Greatest player in NFL history.
Yep. He taught. I wonder if there's film of that. Like I want
Of the coin toss?
Yeah,
Of course there is.
Of course there is.
You might have to put that in the edit.
I think.
Do
so.
you know of Otto Graham?
He played for the
He's
Browns.
such a badass,
Yeah,
dude. He
yeah.
played 10 years. I'm not going to do this again. I already did it before.
No,
he
he was
played 10
amazing.
years and he
He's
was
got
at 10 championships.
Championships, yeah.
Just a huge hard on for Otto Graham, man. Huge.
He was a good-looking man.
Don't make it sexual, dude.
He was a good-looking man.
Aaron Rodgers is way sexier.
Yeah, he is. Largest point spread coming into this game, 18.5 ever.
And they covered.
And they covered. Steve Young threw 6 touchdown passes, which was a record.
It was just a blowout, right?
It just wasn't fun.
That was Ricky Waters, right? That was
Yeah, they
Ricky
did,
Waters.
yeah.
Merton Hanks.
This was right.
that-
Yeah, with
Yeah,
the
that
neck.
neck.
He had that
Oh,
neck
oh,
thing.
yeah.
So the 49ers scored 49
Deion
points.
Sanders, a Niner.
Yeah, he was like a hired gun.
Yeah. Which later was a Cowboys hired gun.
Yeah.
So for 1994 and Super Bowl 29, that is what I got.
All right, cool. We're going to Batista with Super Bowl 30 and
Triple X.
This is 1995 season, played in January 96.
Yeah, January 96, it was
You really had to say triple
That
X,
should have been
bro.
yours, dude.
Triple X.
Now that I
Fucking
think of it.
porn guy over here, bro.
We had Dallas once again, and they took on an arch rival, Pittsburgh. I think this was the 3rd Super Bowl that they met up, and Dallas took this one also 27-17. Dallas came in as 12-4. Pittsburgh was 11-5. MVP was Larry Brown, cornerback, 12th round pick.
Yeah,
think he
Neil
had a-
O'Donnell kept throwing the ball to him the
I
whole
think
game.
He had like a couple of picks,
And they were meaningful.
and he parlayed that into a huge contract
By
with,
the freaking Raiders.
and he was never the same,
He
right?
was nothing
Yeah, I
compared
remember
after
that.
that. Yeah, he had 2 picks in this game, changed the momentum, didn't let Pittsburgh get the momentum, and that was pretty much it. It was the first team, and Dallas became the first team to win 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, which was awesome. And it was Barry Switzer.
Was it done again later?
It
By
might-
the Patriots?
by
Did the Patriots do that shit
The
again? They
Patriots
cheated
might-
their way to 3 out of 4 at one time?
They might. You know what? I don't. They might have.
I think they did.
might have.
We'll get to that, though.
We'll get to that.
Alright.
And that's pretty much it for that Super Bowl. It was it wasn't the most exciting Super Bowl.
No, I don't remember those Cowboy ones being very
no, they were
memorable.
all blowouts.
That game was a little bit closer, and they got away at the end because of Larry Brown.
Yeah.
That's why he won the
If
MVP.
Neil O'Donnell and Larry Brown are never born, that game may be
I
different.
think Bettis was in that game also, right? Bettis might have been. Yeah, 96.
maybe.
I think Bettis was there too, but yeah, it was never in doubt in my opinion.
All right, so we're going to Super Bowl 31. Hoffa, this was the 1996 season, played in January of 97. Who do we have?
Well, we have the two most hated teams by everybody here. We got the fucking.
I think you're the only one that hates the Packers. I'm just throwing that out
Why?
there.
You guys are the only ones that hate the fucking Patriots.
Do you hate the Patriots?
Dude, I actually respect the hell out of the
But
Patriots.
so you don't hate them?
I do not hate them.
Dude, I stopped respecting
Even after
them
the
like
tuck
5
rule?
years ago.
After the tuck rule, that one hurts, but I don't get sick of seeing. I think Tom Brady's amazing.
Oh my God.
I think the way they
Thank
prepare
you
for
for
the
being
game.
on the
Yeah,
show.
and- I admire them, man. I admire
Oh my
them.
God, you're breaking my heart, dude.
Yeah. I didn't want to say that earlier. I didn't want to bring it
You
up.
should have
but-
not said that.
But since you asked, I think
I have like totally different feelings about that.
I understand you. I understand.
I would think you, of all people,
No, I'm not a hater. I am by no means a hater of anything.
but
I
you
get-
understand that they're cheaters, right?
I understand that they are, but I also understand that they got caught. But because I believe pretty much every team's done something. Because
I don't think other teams are doing enough.
maybe the Patriots are doing more.
They're the best at cheating.
But I'm not going to take anything away from them. What they did to the Rams in the Super Bowl last year was
Yeah, that was a letdown.
insane.
Yeah,
That was
wasn't
insane. To
expecting
hold that offense to 3 points, that was impressive, man.
Yeah, or fucking pathetic on the
Yeah.
Rams side. How can you not score more than 3 points? Because everybody was like, "Oh, this fucking guy, he's the fucking
Dude,
boy wonder." Oh,
Gurley.
fucking 3 points, dude.
Gurley, they had Gurley, bro. They had that offense was stacked.
All right, dude. I love you, but we're gonna have to.
Yeah,
just
we're gonna
fucking
get going.
disagree on that one.
That's okay.
Where are we at here?
Super Bowl 31.
Sorry.
Patriots, Packs. 21-35, Packs beat the Patriots. Head coach, Mike Holmberg.
Holmgren.
Yeah.
Holmgren.
Louisiana, it was played in the Louisiana Superdome. 72,000 in attendance. Notable Hall of Famers, Brett Favre.
Was Belichick
Reggie
coach
White.
here?
Bill Parcells.
Bill
Parcells.
Parcells.
Bill Parcells era.
Parcells.
Yeah, Bledsoe.
Bledsoe.
Brett Favre and Reggie White were the only Hall of Famers at the time in the Packers.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
That's a low number of Hall of Famers for a Super Bowl.
The safeties, I think it was Butler.
Leroy Butler.
Leroy Butler. I
Yeah.
think he's up for
I don't know. I said Leroy.
Leroy.
I did it more.
I think he's on the ballot this year. He's been on the ballot for a few years, actually.
My man Leroy.
Jenkins.
Both teams. It was a very exciting first quarter. They scored 24 points combined in the first quarter, which was actually a Super Bowl record for the most points scored in the first quarter. Brett Favre in the third quarter hit Antonio Freeman with an 81-yard touchdown, and Desmond Howard out of Michigan,
Yep.
Heisman.
Heisman, and special
Was he a
teams.
Raider? No.
Yes, he was.
And he was pretty
Later
much
He
like
was
the
a Redskin
first.
too at one
Yes.
point. He
Yeah.
bounced around.
Yeah, he was.
He
But
was. He was drafted by the Redskins.
Yeah, and he was pretty much like the first like special teams like specialist.
That was
like
kind of
they
like a
had.
resurgence for him. He finally found his niche,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
those Packer teams were fun to watch at that time.
He had a 99-yard kickoff return in the Super Bowl.
Was he MVP?
Yes.
Yes, he was.
Okay.
And it was the first time for a special teams guy to be awarded the MVP.
I'm gonna throw in Hialeah High real quick.
Go ahead.
Did you go to Hialeah High or HML?
Hialeah, baby.
Okay, hell yeah.
T-Breads.
Do you remember Roel Preston?
Of course.
Rock Preston.
Well,
No, Rock
Roel
was-
is Rock's older brother,
Yeah.
Right.
and he was a return man for the Packers
Yeah.
at one time.
Rock Preston. Yeah.
Roel.
Roel.
Yeah,
Roel.
Rock never made it to the NFL. He
No.
was FSU, and
Yeah, he
then,
blew out his knee.
Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah.
happened with him. Anyways, just wanted to throw that. in.
Hialeah.
Ted Hendricks.
Yeah.
My boy Ted Hendricks.
The stadium's named after him.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer from Hialeah High School, baby. Hialeah.
I sometimes we're all Hialeah High right here, by the way.
Yeah. Oh,
Everybody
nice.
here. Yeah.
Nice.
Huh?
I've been thinking about like one time I want to go watch a game one day, just for the fun of
Oh,
it.
I went. I believe I went last year. I'm sorry, I did.
We
I
should
did.
go, dude. Let's
Yeah.
go one day.
I-
Fucking come on, man.
I went to the homecoming game
Go
last
live.
I don't know about that, but we'll just fucking go and whatever, dude. Let's
year.
do it one day.
It's very interesting.
But
Let's do it
I went to the homecoming.
right now. Fucking
went to
blood
the
pack.
home
Give me a
game-
knife.
Homecoming
Blood pack.
game
What
2
do
years
they
ago.
give?
I'll go to a game. I'll go.
And
Fuck
it's
yeah.
Chicks, dude. You
And-
think it's, no, you can't.
Randy, where's it played at?
Ted Hendricks Stadium
There you go, son.
in Mylander Park. Right?
Raiders
Yeah.
at Mylander Park.
Let's do it. One day we'll do it. Fuck it. All right.
So Desmond Howard, first Super Bowl MVP from special teams named, and he had 159 kickoff return yards and punt return yards. Well, in total, he had 244 yards, net yards, as a returner, which is pretty fucking ridiculous. And
MVP.
the cost for a 30-second commercial was
Here we go.
We're up to $1 million for sure.
$1.2 million.
Oh, man,
bro.
it jumped.
We
Big
broke
time.
the hymen.
Yep. Hell yeah.
It jumped.
All right. We're moving on to 97 season. That's me. 1997 season, Super Bowl 32. This is played in 1998, January 25th, in Qualcomm Stadium, San Diego. 68,000 fans in attendance. And this is the Packers, defending Super Bowl champions, against the Broncos. They lose 24-31 to the Broncos. Elway and the Broncos get the monkey or the gorilla at this point off their back because they had been losing Super Bowls left and right. So, and they also snap a 13-game losing streak by
Wow.
the AFC for losing Super Bowls, last of which was the Raiders in '83 that won. AFC had been losing Super Bowls ever since. It's the second wild card team to win a Super Bowl, according to my notes.
Raiders were the first.
There you go. Packers double-digit defending Super Bowl champs. Shocked. Now, I'm finding this happens quite a bit more often. Double-digit, let me tell you, if you're a betting guy, double-digit Super Bowl favorite might not be that a bad idea to fucking bet against them.
Yeah.
A lot of these double-digit they're not just losing on the cover, they're fucking losing the game straight up, dude. So double-digit favorite, you know, everybody knows how the point spread works, right? You got 10 points point spread. You know, they can lose by 10. Fuck, a lot of these teams are winning the game, not just covering. Got Terrell Davis. You know, he's at the fucking peak of his powers when he doesn't have a headache. And, you know, the Mao Hao salute. Everybody remembers that shit. You know, that got real fucking big at the time.
Underrated?
Terrell Davis, I think he's Hall of Fame, though. How can
Yes.
you say you're underrated, though, if you're in the Hall of Fame?
Well, we kind of sort of implied that Emmett might be a little
Yeah, all right. You know what? I don't think he didn't play that long, dude, for me.
Yeah, I think he was injury prone.
I think he...
But I think if he would have stayed healthy, the guy was a beast.
I think
think
the guy was a monster. I think he was a monster.
No, for the time. But I really think he's got to thank his lucky stars he's in the Hall of Fame because he had a short career.
super short. I
mean,
think it was 5 years, I believe.
You know,
He was like
I
a
don't know if
7th
that-
round
it's
pick.
almost like you get a pass in the NFL if you get injured. They're like, oh, you got injured early or whatever. All
nasty
right.
injury too.
Yeah.
Nasty.
So, you know, the Dolphins have, is it Dwight Stevenson that had a short
Yeah.
career?
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
in finally. So, like, it's almost,
But he dominated.
why not give Bo Jackson a pass then if we're doing this
No.
If we're doing this-
no,
injured thing?
Too short.
it was too short. It was way too short. Even shorter.
How many
than
years
Terrell
did Bo
Davis.
Jackson play? How many years did Terrell Davis play?
Davis was 7 or 6.
That's
6
short,
Yeah.
dude.
6
Yeah.
years.
How long was Bo?
Shorter than that.
Shorter than that.
No, for sure.
I would say
Four.
3 or
Like
4.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
At least 4. I want to say at least 4.
And
Maybe
he never
5.
had that monster season.
Well, he was always playing baseball in the beginning of the year too,
baseball and all that. He
Yeah.
would only play like 8 games a season. So no.
Yeah, no. His thing was finish the baseball season, and then I'll go play
yeah,
baseball.
he would play like half the season.
Football.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Packers. This is an underrated scumbag team for me. You had Brett Favre was a pill popper. Mark Chamorro, the tight end. This guy was like,
Picks the
Wasn't
chicks.
he like
Yeah,
a
he-
pedophile?
yeah, he was raping like babysitters and shit.
Babysitters and stuff.
Darren Sharper was also a rapist. And,
Yes. Isn't he in jail?
I think he's in jail. And Reggie White was like a racist too. He had a couple racist fucking monologues he did about like
The
different
Minister
minorities.
of Defense.
The Minister of Defense.
So like very underrated scumbag team for the Packers. They,
I don't know about Reggie White being a scumbag, man.
I mean,
sorry.
he had some racist comments. You never heard the racist comments?
No, I have not.
Yeah, that the Asians can take apart a TV and put it back together, and that.
Oh, wow.
And,
No, I have
and,
not heard
and
that.
that the Hispanics all like live 8 to 10 in a house.
Here's the good thing about Hispanics: they could have 12 people living in their house, and they find a way to get. So it was like not like
It was really,
I
it
mean,
was
but if
really
it's a
out
fact,
there.
does it make it
I'm
racist?
surprised I've never heard
That's
that.
actual fact.
It's really out there.
it was
Exactly, if it's a fact.
right. I mean, it came across. I threw that one in there. He's the least offensive of everybody there.
Yeah.
but like he was trying
He's
to,
revered.
He was
He's
trying,
revered.
He was trying to say good things, and then like inadvertently they ended up saying like some
Yeah, he was like in Congress saying all that shit.
what are they called? Stereotypes.
Yeah.
Stereotypes.
Right.
He ended up using like a shitload of stereotypes. Anyways, but they had some, Antonio Freeman was another one. Robert Brooks, receiver. They had some really good players. Leroy Butler, you mentioned. Eugene Robinson. And the Broncos had some good players, obviously.
That was the helicopter game, right? Elway did the helicopter?
I think so.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, he was fucking balls out. He wanted to win that. Shannon Sharp, Mike Shanahan was the coach. Rod Smith, Ed McCaffrey. On the defense, they had Neil Smith.
I believe Atwater was still there.
Yes, Atwater was there, and I can't fucking read this last name. It starts with an R. Romanowski. Bill Romanowski was on that fucking
Dirty
team.
as hell.
Yeah,
was
dirty
like-
player.
In full steroid form.
He was roid rage, right?
You guys remember when he spit in? I think it was JJ. What was that receiver name?
Stokes.
From JJ Stokes.
JJ
Spit in
Stokes.
his face, dude.
Yeah, bro. How crazy
What
was
a
that, bro?
dick, dude.
Yeah,
That's like the worst thing you could do to somebody.
Yeah, I
think.
love. He was a perfect Raider, though.
I was
Gotta
like-
throw a shoe at someone.
Perfect Raider.
I think I'd rather you punch me in the fucking face
Then get spit on.
than you spit on me, dude.
I agree.
Right?
Working out of jail, I agree.
What are you
Yeah.
taking? Spit on you or punch in the face?
Punch in the face.
Dude,
Spit on you or punch in the face?
I've been spit on,
And I'm sure you've been punched.
and I've been punched.
Which one you
I'd
take?
rather get punched.
Hell yeah, for sure.
I'd rather get punched.
I think I haven't had that many spits. I've had a lot of fucking punches to the face, but I haven't had that many spits. God damn it.
Yeah, I'd
All
rather
right.
take a punch.
That's all I got on 97. Where we going here? Who's up?
Me.
All right.
Super Bowl 33, Denver, last hurrah. John Elway rides off into the sunset.
What a way to go, huh?
Both teams 14-2.
This is a
John
dirty
Elway,
bird,
another
right?
one. Pepperoni.
It's the Dirty
face, huh?
Bird, yes. Miami, correct?
What's
The
that?
Super Bowl was played in Miami?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it was.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm jumping the gun.
It was
Please.
played in Miami. Denver started out 13-0.
It's all good, man. We could jump in
There
anytime.
was this fear that they might go undefeated. They lost to the Giants, I think. Terrell Davis ran for 2,008 yards and 23 scores and being called MVP, and I think he was MVP in the Super Bowl. I am moving forward because I'm cut for time.
That was a headache game.
Yeah, where he lost his helmet or something.
And where the
With
safety
yeah.
and the safety from Atlanta got
Yeah, he was
got
out
picked
there,
up,
right? Yeah.
picked up for
On Brickle or whatever.
a lady of the night.
Yep.
Who was that?
Eugene Robinson.
I think I mentioned him earlier,
Yeah,
right?
you did.
As
Yeah,
a Packer.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He went from another scumbag thing that I left
Another
out.
scumbag.
That Packer team is full of scumbags, dude. There's some Luciferian, nefarious shit going on in that locker room, dude. Fucking
The
Reggie's
worst- the
fucking
worst of the
saying
worst.
racist shit. Favre's popping pills. Chamura's raping chicks, and Darren Sharper's raping older chicks. And then Eugene Robinson, what was he doing? He was getting whores.
Ladies of the night.
All right, can't blame him for that.
No, he was the least of the bunch.
All right, so we're going to 1999 season 2000 Super Bowl, and that's you, Batista.
Super Bowl 34. We have the greatest show on turf, the Rams. Upstart,
Working
Kurt
at Cammy's.
Warner. What a team, right? Out of nowhere. Dick Vermeil?
Dick Vermeil.
Crying
Vermeil
Dick Vermeil.
crying and anyway, they went up against the Titans. It
Very
was-
emotional guy, right?
Very emotional.
Remember when he got Lawrence Phillips out of jail?
Yes.
And
Mike Martz, right? Offensive coordinator.
I don't.
Yes,
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
was.
Martz.
Yeah.
Martz.
Yeah.
He ends up
He
becoming
was-
the coach later.
Yeah.
He was the offensive
Martz.
coordinator for the Lions for a little bit.
Martz?
Yeah, he had
Yeah.
fucking some crazy ass. He used to fucking. They used to call him offensive the
Guru?
the scientist
Yeah.
of the
Professor or
fucking,
some shit,
Yeah,
yeah,
some
yeah.
shit.
The Rams came in 13-3. The Titans also 13-3. Actually, the Rams were up 16-0, and the Titans came back to tie the game with 2:12 left before Warner threw a 73-yard touchdown to Isaac
Bruce, yep.
Isaac Bruce. And then, of course, this game's called for the tackle where Mike Jones tackled Kevin Dyson with a stretch.
One of the greatest endings in
Classic.
Super Bowl history.
Heartbreaking at the
Yeah.
same time. MVP for Warner.
I was thinking of that
Incredible
play today
season.
with Tannehill playing in that championship game. I was like, oh shit, this is going to be the first time they come back. How did they get to that game? Do you remember how they got to that game?
Against the Rams?
How did the Titans get to that game? Or am I
Oh, was that the Buffalo?
Was this the Miracle? How
The
they got to that
Miracle.
game?
The what was it? The
Nashville
Music
uh,
City
The
Miracle.
Music City Miracle.
Yeah, that's how they got to that game.
That was
That's how they
a
got-
borderline forward pass, man.
That was borderline.
It was forward.
Dude, that was forward.
But you know what I
It wasn't
found?
borderline. That was forward.
Whenever you have a Miracle playing a championship game or in a game in the playoffs, and then the next game, you always end up fucking losing because, like Destiny says, you weren't supposed to fucking win that game. You got lucky.
Who was that? Frank Wycheck?
Frank
Yeah,
Wycheck and
Frank
Kevin
Wycheck.
Dyson,
Kevin
I think,
Dyson,
was the
yeah,
play.
man.
But look, the Minneapolis Miracle, the next game, they get their fucking ass
Yeah.
stomped because they weren't supposed to fucking win that game, dude. The
They
football
blew-
gods were
It's
like,
like
"Hey."
they blow their load.
Yeah.
They blow their load.
Bro, and
Absolutely.
And then the Miami Miracle, the Dolphins lose 12 straight.
After that one, I mean, we barely had a fucking load to blow, and we fucking
And they were like
Pre-cum, it was pre-cum.
They were
we blew our pre-cup.
they were
We can't even get it up, dude.
It's over. It's over.
Well, if you look up on YouTube the 10 most disappointing Super Bowl losses, the Titans one, the one
Titans.
you
That
mentioned,
was
one,
Steve McNair, who rest in
yeah.
peace, is no
Yeah.
longer
Oh my
with
God,
us.
what a great player.
it's
Eddie
like-
George.
It's like
Yeah.
top. It's like top 3.
That was heartbreaking, man.
Great
Yeah.
Super Bowl, though.
Great Super Bowl.
I remember I was working at that
That guy
restaurant.
Dyson went down way too easy, man.
Yeah.
You look at the replay. The guy when he
Mike
got
Jones
tackled, man.
brought him down.
Yeah, he was a small guy. Dyson
Yeah.
was a small guy, but I mean, he went down too easy.
He was a number
man.
one pick also.
Yeah.
He was a number one pick. Warner won the MVP. Well deserved. He threw for 414, man.
Classic.
From bagging
Quarterback.
groceries. Playing in the, what was it, the arena? Did he play in Europe?
I know he was arena.
arena.
league.
Yeah, arena football.
I think he played Europe too. I believe
might have. He was
I
all
think
around.
He might have.
did.
He might have.
I think he did. But man, what a dude! Cinderella,
Yeah, great story.
Hall of Famer. Crazy,
Yeah.
crazy,
Crazy.
man. Crazy.
So, who's up next? Where are we going? 2000.
2000 Super Bowl 35.
Is that you,
Played in
Hoffa?
2001, yes, sir.
All right.
We got the Baltimore Ravens versus the New York Giants. And the Ravens, the head coach was Brian Billick. And the Ravens were pretty much in the fucking in the top of the mountain right now with their fucking defense. Their defense was pretty much fucking disgusting.
Monsters.
They were monsters.
Up there with
And-
the 85 Bears and some of those
their
other.
fucking defense was disgusting. I mean,
$2,000 pretty fucking
if
good.
you got
too.
Trent Dilfer as quarterback and you win, your defense is pretty fucking good. But it was played at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. There were 71,000 in attendance. The Ravens were 12-4 regular season record, and it was the third time that a 12-4 team will win the Super Bowl. Notable Hall of Famers, you got Ray Lewis, Jonathan Ogden, Shannon Sharp, and Rod Woodson. The Ravens' defense was crushing. They shut down everybody in the whole season. They were shutting everybody
Woodson
down.
was a safety,
He
right?
was a safety
at
at
this
that time.
point, yeah.
Dude, they
he
had.
was.
Remember Tony Saragusa?
Yep.
Yep.
What a monster, bro.
Yep.
Monster.
The Giants basically offensively couldn't do anything against the Ravens. All 16 of the Giants' possessions ended up with either an interception or a punt. And
Yeah, it was a blowout. I want to say their only point came on a kickoff return, maybe.
Yes, it was very good.
7 points, right?
Very good. Very good.
I
Very
watched
good
these
memory.
games.
Who was the quarterback for the
And
Giants?
Um,
Penn State. I know he went to Penn State. Oh my goodness, what was that guy's name?
Dude, come on, man.
He went to Penn
Jeez.
State. He was the number one pick.
Ogre.
Kerry Collins?
Kerry Collins.
Collins.
Kerry
He was a
Collins.
racist.
Another creative face.
Greater face. But he lost the game.
But the GOAT said it. The only points the Giants put on the board was a 97-yard kickoff return in the beginning of the third quarter.
I think it was to start the second half, and people were like, oh, maybe they
Yep.
can get back in it. No.
Ray Lewis was named the MVP.
Is this where he killed somebody, or no? This is another Super Bowl.
No, this was
I'm into
after-
the scumbag
this was
shit.
after-
That's
This
all
was
I want.
after. This is after he killed someone.
He already had
in the
killed
limo.
somebody.
In the limo.
Yeah.
Really.
Here, the guy
Allegedly.
was already doing time for him.
Yeah.
But
Killer defensive player.
But if you look at it though, like his stats, though, I don't know, man. This guy shouldn't have been the MVP.
They
right?
were like, bro,
was
this
the
guy's
MVP?
going to fucking kill us
Was
if
Ray
we
Lewis
don't.
was the MVP?
He was the MVP, but he only had 3 solo tackles.
Because, dude, he had just
had-
killed somebody.
he
The
had
people were
two-
like,
They were
if we don't
scared.
give him the MVP, he's going to fucking kill us,
He's
dude.
liable to do. You don't know what he's liable to do.
MVP, greatest player in NFL history.
I mean, if you look at the stats, dude, he had 3 solo tackles, 2 assists, and 4 block passes.
That's pretty good,
That's
though.
pretty-
You don't
I
get
mean,
that
that's
off
tough
4
to
block
do.
passes, though.
I know, but
That's
still,
tough to
but like
do.
he had no sacks, no interceptions.
Bro, but it was the intimidation factor.
Yeah, he killed
I
somebody.
mean,
bro.
I just killed somebody, and I'm going to block all these passes.
Yeah. And the
into my
30-second
limo.
commercial at this time, 2000, was $2.1
You are-
million.
Wow,
How much?
That's a
2.1
huge. That's a
million,
huge
bro.
jump.
It had almost doubled since the last
Yep.
time.
That's a huge jump.
Huge, bro.
You're committed to this fucking bit.
I'm
On
very
the fucking-
committed because,
All right.
like,
It's your-
everybody, like,
it's your niche.
that watches the Super Bowl, dude. Like, commercials is a big part of the Super Bowl, dude.
It's your
Yep.
niche.
Huge
It's
part.
your niche. You found your niche.
All right, that shit was a blowout, dude. Let's take it to a more competitive Super Bowl 2001 season played in February 2002. Now, it may be trendy now to hate Tom Brady. I fucking hated him since the first day. I'll tell you why. 2001.
Please do.
I'm gambling at this point in my life. I'm paying attention to point spreads. Dude, there's this fucking guy. He comes to play against Peyton Manning and the fucking Colts, and I'm like, this guy's a rookie. Oh, Drew Bledsoe just got hurt. Who is this Tom Brady guy? Fuck that. He's gonna lose. I laced at the time big money for me, and he wins that game.
Was this the time that you go on those cruises,
No, I mean I was going on cruises at that time.
the gambling cruises?
The Rams were
Yeah.
amazing that year.
The Rams were just one of the greatest offenses of all time. Another big double-digit favorite that gets upset in the Super Bowl. And I remember this was right after 9/11, and one of the things they said when the Patriots win this game, which they won 20-17, was like, "We're all Patriots today," And I was like, "Fuck, that's fucking whack." Why are they saying that? It almost felt like some type of fucking weird fucking thing that they wanted to do that. The Rams offense, one of the greatest of all time. They were 14 points favorites. There's already, and this is pretty recent, right? Like, I know if you're young and you're watching, it's like, oh, fucking 2001, but like it feels pretty recent,
Yes, it
right?
does.
Still, there's already 5 Hall of Famers from this fucking game, dude.
Wow.
Aeneas Williams, Ty Law, Falk, Orlando Pace, and Kurt Warner. Marshall Falk and a lot of others have accused. I don't want to get into too much conspiracies, but they've accused them of
Patriots
fucking
of cheating.
filming the walkthrough. You guys have heard this, right?
Yeah.
Marshall Falk to this day, he'll say it on whatever show he's on, and they'll ask him. He's like, he's convinced that I can't get it through my head how that fucking team fucking shut down.
That offense.
Yeah, I think if you play that game 10 times over, that's the only time that the fucking Patriots are able to beat that game.
I remember that game, and I remember Madden saying they should run out the clock, end the game, and they went and they kicked that field goal, Vinatieri. That was all things aside. That was magical. That was magical.
Well, this is what we have to have. We have to have Drew Bledsoe, who's entrenched as the starter. This fucking, what was he, a 6th-round draft pick, Tom Brady?
Yeah, and Bledsoe
7.
was the number 1
Seventh.
overall.
7th.
And Bledsoe
Okay,
was
yeah.
number 1 overall.
There's no way that guy.
7 doesn't even exist anymore.
No, they go to 7.
Do they?
They go to 7.
That's
They
the
end at
last
7.
round, right?
Yeah,
So he's
they
a
end.
last
It's
round.
the last round.
Last round draft. There's no way he's taking Drew Bledsoe's job. He's entrenched as a starter. He took him to a Super Bowl not too long ago. That guy has to go down. Boom. This guy has to come in. This guy has to play the Raiders. Was it AFC Championship game?
No,
It was a division.
it's a division.
Okay. He has to go to that game in the snow and like some obscure rule that nobody fucking knows exactly how it works.
Woodson causes the fumble.
Yeah.
Beaker picks it up, recovers it.
That rule today is not the same. It
it's
does
not
no
the
longer
same.
exist. Today, that fucking thing is a fumble.
That rule was for that game. It was never heard before.
Supposedly, I hate to give them their due, but supposedly Belichick says that earlier in the season that fucking call happened to them against the Buccaneers or some shit. But I don't care about that. It happened in a fucking... Anyways, all that fucking unlikely shit has to happen for these people to fucking win that Super Bowl. Last minute fucking field goal. It's a sham to me. I hate Tom Brady. Next.
Okay, we got Super Bowl 37, Tampa 1, 48, Oakland 21.
Good. Let's get past that.
Is that
That was the Gruden Bowl. Tampa had the best defense. Oakland had the best
didn't that
offense.
suck, dude? That they fucking
Okay.
traded Gruden and then he beats them. Of course it sucked. Why am I asking you?
I
Didn't it
remember
suck?
I helped host my buddy at his house. We hosted a Super Bowl party. I was gone by the half, and I just got ripped to no end. That was so... But you know what? The writing was on the wall when the night before Barrett Robbins, all-pro center.
He went fucking wacko,
He
right?
he bipolar disorder.
Hold on, I
You
got
had
a
him in
story
your
about
jail?
Barry Robbins. Yes, I
Hell
did.
yeah.
You had him in your...
Inside.
Barrett
Yes, I did.
Robbins. He was an
Barrett-
all-pro center.
Yeah.
I work
That-
in.
that
I
just
work
set
in-
the stage.
I work in Unit 8-1, and Barry Robbins was in Unit 8-2 next door, and this guy was fucking bipolar and a fucking complete whack.
Yeah, he had a manic episode.
They found him somewhere in Mexico, and during the Super Bowl, he was in Mexico somewhere in a whorehouse
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Then he ended
How
up
do you get to
somewhere.
Mexico from Miami?
Then
Why
he ended
not?
up. He came back to Florida, and then he got into it with some cops. They pepper sprayed him, tasered him, and then they finally
That
put
guy
him
was a
down when
monster.
they
That's a
shot
big
him.
man.
That goes
They
to
shot him
sound
like
huge.
12 times. Well,
With the taser?
no, with a fucking gun.
They shot him with bullets?
Yes, and he lived.
I didn't know that.
This
This
guy
guy was
I didn't know
like,
that
this
either.
guy was like a fucking grizzly bear.
He never played again, as far as I know.
Never again. This guy was fucking complete whack job.
So when that shit happened, you knew.
I just knew the writing was on the wall. It was, and plus Gruden knew Oakland. It was just done, man. It was just done. I just knew it. It was crazy, man. Gannon threw 5 interceptions, 3.
That was a very admirable team because it was like a lot of veterans. You know, like you had Rice, Brown, Gannon, and you were like, fuck.
They had an awesome running attack. They had Charlie Gardner.
Was
They had
Tyrone Wheatley on there?
Tyrone Wheatley. They had Zach Crockett for the touchdown. Oh, the
I
fullback.
think we were playing fucking Madden after Publix
Bro,
at this time.
yeah,
right?
bro,
Yeah.
dude, they were stacked, man. They were
Yeah.
stacked. Their defense was a little suspect, but
But like,
Gruden just knew them, like the back of his hand.
yeah, he knew what to do with them.
Yeah.
But like, I like those old veteran teams that keep it together and
Yeah.
they're like, we're fucking. But yeah, the Tampa Bay defense was fucking
Tampa's
good.
defense was freaking
Warren
on fire,
Sapp.
bro. Brooks.
Well, Warren Sapp was actually in my unit also, so it was funny how Barry Robbins and Warren Sapp.
Can we just
were
do an
both-
episode of NFL players in your unit?
In your unit.
Had Dante Stallworth, Warren Sapp, Barry Robbins, had a couple.
I know you had some Dolphin scumbags that weren't
The
that famous.
Canseco brothers, which are major leaguers, but
At the same time or
at
no?
the same time.
Holy shit.
No.
Yeah, both of them.
Get out of town.
They must have been doing coke. or
Dennis
some
Rodman.
shit. Look at that scumbag. All right, let's move on. Ogre, you got 2003 season, 2004 February, played in 2004.
Super Bowl 38, known as one of the best Super Bowls ever played. Better
Not
known
by me.
You're not gonna I'm not gonna agree with that. I mean, Patriots 32, Carolina 29. Better known though for the nipple
Nipplegate.
that showed
How
up.
odd you randomly get the nipple Super Bowl.
The wardrobe malfunction that occurred in the Super Bowl is the stuff of legends. It's been talked about. It's still something that. Can I even show
It's like
that?
the grassy
Can I show
knoll of the Super Bowls.
that? Oh no, we'll probably.
You had
Figure
like
it
a
out.
star.
Physically show it, or you're gonna edit it in the video?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can
Oh, I
put
thought
it
you
in
were gonna
there?
like lift up your shirt.
As long as you don't show your nipple, we're good, dude. She
No.
had like a star around her
Yeah,
nipple.
she did like have like a weird star,
Yeah.
or like it was like a some embroidery
Like a
or some
pastry
shit. That was
almost
weird.
Embroidery.
I don't know what it
It
was.
was a tattoo, bro.
It was a tattoo, right?
I won't.
Yeah.
I
It
won't.
was like some type of piercing.
Did she have
Yeah, I
a
think
nipple
it was
ring?
weird
She had a
piercing. She had a
nipple
nipple
ring,
ring.
right?
yeah, I think that's what it
It
was.
was like an elaborate
Was it
nipple ring.
Timberlake? Timberlake was the one
Yeah,
that
he was
He's the one who
ripped
ripped
off
it
the,
off.
ripped off the shirt, right?
So
God
neither
bless Timberlake.
Bro, a malfunction, really?
neither team scored in the first and third quarters, but yet they still managed to score 61 points.
Yeah.
And one on a last-minute field goal, right?
And at halftime, I'm sure you scored at home.
With a 41-yard field goal with 4 seconds remaining, giving them a 32-39 victory over the Panthers. Interesting thing for Hope, anybody who has a bad team, Carolina was 1-15 the year prior.
Wow, that has to be the greatest turnaround.
Why do you have to look
in-
at me when you said anybody has a bad team?
And we're all in the same boat. I mean,
The only way you could one-up that is to set a record for not winning games.
like at all, zero.
You have to win no games. I think
All right,
only
we
one
can
team,
move on to the next Super Bowl.
I think only one team has done that, right?
Yeah, well, there's two, right? I mean,
Well, no, there's only one team to go 0-16.
No, there's two teams.
What's the
There,
other team?
there was the Browns, and then there was the.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Browns
And then
did it
the
more
Lions,
recently.
yeah.
Yeah. I was only thinking Lions. For
Oh,
some
I
reason.
forgot about the Browns.
Yeah, that was like a
recent.
more
That was
recent thing.
recent,
Yeah. That's not etched into my memory.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck the Patriots, dude. They got lucky on that one too, man. Fuck. Next one, 2004 season, 2005. Hoffa, you're up.
Super Bowl 39. Patriots won again. They're
Okay,
playing
Super Bowl
against-
40.
No, 39.
So listen, we won 3 out of 4 here. We mentioned that earlier. Somebody did that, the Cowboys, and we're like, has it ever been done?
It is.
Here it is. They did it. These fucks.
Patriots 24, Eagles 21. Head coach, the infamous Dark Sith Lord, Bill Belichick.
Well said. Well said.
I'm interested about the commercial time.
It was played in Alltel Stadium,
Everybody's on their toes for this
Jacksonville,
commercial.
Florida. 78,000 in attendance. Notable Hall of Famers in the Patriots. Ty Law was the only one so far.
Yeah, it's relatively early.
Yeah.
New England became the second team in besides the Cowboys to win 3 Super Bowls in 4 years.
Yep.
Sorry to put the stake through you guys hard there, Dolphin fans. But it was a close game. Actually, it was a pretty good game. The final score was 24-21. At the half, it was 14-14. It was a tie. Deion Branch got a MVP with 133 yards receiving and tied a Super Bowl record. And the cost of a 30-second commercial
Here we go, guys. Get ready for this.
was
Drum roll.
$2.3 million.
We're kind
man.
of still sticking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're still
not
there.
that much.
We're still there.
Here's what I remember about that Super Bowl. Fucking Terrell and thinking that
Yes.
guy's a fucking badass, dude. He played with a fucked up knee and he had like a shitload of fucking yards. He kept them in that game.
Soldier.
Yeah, man. I that guy had a lot of other shit going on that
He
was
earned my respect.
fucked up, but when I saw him fucking play that game like that, I was like, God damn, that guy's a fucking gamer, dude. He wants to fucking win,
Mm-hmm.
dude.
He was, but the whole locker room presence and the whole cancer thing.
Yeah,
man,
no.
kinda-
That I'm not in
He
favor
kind
of.
of like overshadowed the whole fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't take away his fucking field fucking shit, dude. He was
No, he was a badass.
great player.
He was.
And that game, he was really fucking. He came up big, even though they lost. That's like the thing that's ingrained in my fucking head about that game. All right.
And Brady having actually some talent and receiver. That was like the first time I think like Branch was like the first like talented receiver he had.
Yeah, he had a couple like.
Troy Brown.
Yeah.
Brown. But yeah, but
Wasn't
still.
there a guy named Brisby or some shit during that
Brisby,
time?
yeah, I remember
Vincent
Bris-
Brinsby or some shit like that. He had like some borderline guys, but it was always mostly like a defensive oriented team.
I mean, Moss was the first like a real
Yes.
like, superstar.
yeah,
guy
they
he had.
started getting like Moss and Welker
And Wecker.
guys like that. Then they had like a bunch of clones of Walker and like fucking Amendola and fucking
Edelman.
Hogan.
Edelman.
Like, we just want white guys with beards. Fuck it, we don't care. Bring them.
The Clone Wars. It became
Yeah,
Star
yeah, yeah.
Wars.
Like fucking- General Belichick has ordered all these clones, Obi-Wan.
Always a pleasure to meet the Jedi.
It will serve you well.
The Sith Lord.
So,
Emperor Belichick.
2000, we're going to 2005 here, and the Steelers coming back to win a Super Bowl versus the Seahawks, 21-10, played at Ford Field in Michigan. The Steelers tie the Cowboys and the Niners for 5 Super Bowl wins. We got Fast Willie Parker had a 75-yard touchdown run in the Super Bowl. Antoine Randall throws a 43-yard touchdown pass to Hines Ward. It's the only time a receiver had thrown a touchdown pass to another receiver up to that time.
Yeah, Randall was a beast.
Yeah, at this time the Steelers.
Heinz Ward also.
Yeah, Hines
both of
Ward's
those
a
guys. I
fucking
like
badass.
those guys, man.
That guy was a soldier, a warrior.
Great fucking blocker and
Yeah.
other shit that you don't see.
Yeah.
And the Steelers at this time, they like to use a lot of fucking little trickery or fuckery plays where they would have like a fucking receiver throw a
Fuckery.
blast or like 3 fucking running backs in the backfield. Coward did a lot of that fucking shit.
This was Bettis. right?
He was on this team.
This was
yeah,
Brennis.
yeah.
This
The
was
bus.
Brennis. Yeah, the
you
bus.
got a young Roethlisberger on this team who came in.
Pre-rape era.
I think it was pre-rape right here. Look who the quarterback he came in for was. Let me see if you guys remember this guy.
Neil O'Donnell.
Neil O'Donnell.
No. Tommy Maddox.
Tommy.
Ooh,
Anybody
yeah,
remember Tommy Maddox?
Yeah, I remember him.
He
Did
was
he play for Denver?
He was drafted by the Broncos.
Right, the Broncos.
He washed out. He went to the XFL. He was their MVP. And then the Steelers signed him. After that, he was NFL Comeback Player of the Year. He gets hurt early on in the year. Roethlisberger comes in, fills in for him. Takes him to
Rookie,
a Super Bowl.
correct?
Yeah, he was a rookie. I think he was.
He won like 13 straight games or something like that.
He might have been a rookie. I'm not
I
sure.
believe
dude.
he might have been a rookie.
I'm not sure if he's. Maybe can you look that up real quick? Over if Roethlisberger was a rookie for the Super Bowl 2005.
Daydreaming of Aaron Rodgers.
Stop thinking about Aaron Rodgers in his fucking underwear and his insurance. He's like, I got to switch to Allstate. Fucking Aaron has it.
Discount double check.
Anybody remember this receiver, Joe Jaravicious?
Yes,
I love his name.
That fucking name
He was a big
awesome.
white guy, right?
Yeah, big white guy. He set a record for like third Super Bowl
That
with
guy was
third
vicious.
different team.
He played with Baltimore.
He was a former Giant, former Raven, and then
Yeah.
he played here with the Seahawks.
Great
Sean
name.
Alexander,
Yeah,
good name.
Sean Alexander. That was like the big.
Although
my
that
God.
name
That was
would have
like
been
one of the, like the
He set the
first big
touchdown-
like bruising backs.
He
like,
set
of
the touchdown
of our era.
record that year.
Yeah, he had a
didn't
shit.
He was the NFL
great
MVP.
fantasy player, a lot of
Yeah.
touchdowns, a lot of yards. Joe
Short career though.
kind of short
Yeah.
career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He burnt out fast. They
Yeah.
used him to. They ran him into the ground.
Joe Jaravicious would have been a better name for like a linebacker right there.
Yes,
Like
out of
Joe-
Penn State, from
Yeah.
Penn State.
That guy killed somebody. Oh, and his name is Jaravicious.
And he has the what is it? The pothole face. That guy needed
Pepperoni face.
Yeah, he had a pepperoni
This
face.
has just become the fucking pepperoni face episode.
Yeah.
Who else we got? Matt Hasselback, fucking game manager kind of guy. Bobby Ingram, Daryl Jackson were the receivers. On defense, Michael Bulwer, Lofa Tatapu. And I've told you about a couple of the Steeler guys. We also had Jerry Porter, James Ferrier, Larry Foote, Troy Polamalu. So fucking pretty good defense. I think they played
The Lofa Tatapu guy started like the whole like Hawaiian like Polynesian trend in the NFL.
Yeah,
I
well,
think.
they had Polamalu too.
Moisi Tatupu.
Moises
Moise-
Tui Asasopo.
Moisi Toya Sapsopo.
Washington.
But Moisi Tatupu was a fullback for the your beloved Patriots.
I remember that.
Oh, wow.
For be-
Fuck them. My notes say they didn't play any home games, which sounds hard to believe.
Who didn't
In
play
the
any?
playoffs,
Who?
the Steelers.
They were a 6 seed.
So they didn't play any home games.
That's right.
Oh, wow. That's a hard way to make fucking Super Bowl. All right. That's all I got for that year. Let's move it to Ogre and the 2006 season played in February 2007. Super
Indianapolis Colts.
Bowl. What the fuck
Peyton
is this?
Manning,
Super Bowl
41.
41.
Peyton Manning, 29, or the Colts, 29. And the Bears, 17. Notable is that Devin Hester took the opening kickoff, fastest score until Seattle had a safety against the same Peyton Manning-led team Broncos a few years later. But Devin Hester took a 92-yard kickoff return to start the game. Both teams, actually, Indy was 12-4. Chicago was 13-3, led by Rex Grossman.
Gross.
Wow.
That's gross, man.
The Colts appearance was
Gators.
yeah.
this was the first appearance for them in 36 years, which was a record until today between appearances.
This makes you think Ryan Tannehill could reach a Super Bowl when you hear
No,
Rex
maybe.
Grossman made a Super Bowl.
Maybe, yeah. So,
Maybe.
There is hope.
so the record of 36 years between appearances was broken today by the Chiefs, who
50 years.
is 50 years today.
Wow.
This is the first.
So who broke that? The Colts broke that?
well,
or
the
I'm
Col-
sorry,
no,
the
Colts
Colts
had the previous
Yeah,
record.
yeah. As an interesting side note, this is the first Super Bowl since Super Bowl VI where all players on both sides wear black shoes.
Is that a rule or just happened to be?
I don't know. I just
That's-
got it. I just found that out.
What's up
Super
with the
random tidbit
Yeah,
right
no, he's
there.
on the fashion tip.
Yeah.
or black
Fucking-
shoes.
Fucking
It's
Ogre would
amazing.
always point out the fucking weirdest shit, bro.
What kind of shoes does Aaron Rodgers wear?
Yeah, I don't know what type of shit he's wearing.
Yes, you
but
do. Yes, you do.
A pink thong.
Whatever he's wearing, I'm all over it.
Is that all we got
In there.
on?
That's it for Super Bowl 41 for me.
That was played in Miami.
Oh yeah, another thing notable about that game is the first game in a driving rainstorm, first Super Bowl.
Oh, dude, I remember Prince with his fucking babushka or whatever he was wearing in the rain because his hair, he didn't want to get his hair when he's playing the guitar with the fucking thing on his hair.
How can you not mention Prince in the halftime show?
Yeah, that was pretty noteworthy. Yeah.
I remember this Super Bowl for going to the NFL experience with my nephew, and like you could kick a field goal and shit like that.
And
And
it
it
was
was
in the
vendors.
They still have that.
But it's not at the stadium. I don't believe so. I
It's
think
like
it's
on the grounds or something, or outside, or in a different location.
That one I
now.
went to, and it was around.
It was
the
right in the-
stadium.
yeah, it was right there.
like
I
the
remember
parking
going.
lot, and it was a lot of fun.
It was.
And I remember that shit.
So that's it for 41 for me. I'm kind of sticking a fork
All right.
in this one.
It comes back to me here. Randomly, I didn't pick the Super Bowl. It's just randomly. This one is mine. Oof. Sorry about your ears if you're wearing headphones. So this is 2007 season, played in 2008. I'm up, right? I'm not skipping anybody, right? I've been
Super Bowl
drinking a little bit.
42?
Yeah, I didn't do numbers. Yeah, that looks like
This
yeah, it
episode's
looks like
going to be a
42.
lot more fluid than the part one.
Yeah, I've drank a lot more fluid. So 2007, the Giants 17-14 over the Patriots. Thank God for Eli Manning. The Patriots and Brady were attempting the first undefeated season since the glorious 1972 Miami Dolphins. Everybody thought the Patriots going to win this game. It's one of the biggest upsets in Super Bowl history, and we've touched on a few 12-point favorites.
And well deserved, though.
Yeah,
It was well deserved. They were hands down amazing.
it was a little bit of their own medicine for what they did to the Rams because the Rams were big fucking favorites.
Yes.
So now,
Good point.
Now they're flipping the script a little bit where the Patriots are big fucking favorites, and this Giant team comes out of nowhere and they give them a little bit of their own medicine. It's the first. It says here in my notes, first wild card team to win a Super Bowl. But
No, that's not true.
Raiders were the first.
no, this is the third overall because we've already talked about the Raiders and we talked about somebody else.
Somebody, I think the Ravens, maybe. Not sure.
There was somebody else we
Yeah.
touched on that we
No.
talked about there. So this is the third, actually. Helmet catch, right?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Now, what people forget about the helmet catch in
Tyree?
itself, yeah, David Tyree helmet. For the helmet catch to even be possible, look at the play. Eli Manning has to fucking scramble, which he's not really like a fucking scrambling guy. He has to do like a Russell Wilson type of fucking
Bizarro Manny.
scramble. I love that guy. I'm gonna build a statue to him in my fucking front yard. He had to do this scramble and just like fucking fling that ball, and then this guy fucking it pastes to his fucking helmet somehow, and it's just like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And yeah, the Giants, couple of their players here. You got Steve Smith, Plaxico Burress before he shot himself.
In the strip club.
Yeah,
Game-winning touchdown for Plaxico.
yeah.
It's a great first name, though.
It is.
I was debating to name my son Plexico.
Are you fucking serious?
No, I was kidding.
Strahan, Amani is not a tumor, Brandon Jacobs. The Patriots got Randy Moss, Lawrence Maroney, Wes Welker, who they stole from us, Benjamin Watson. I'm not bitter about that.
They stole from us.
You guys gave him up.
Yeah, no, they didn't. They never used him actually.
No.
Really, they just had him like on special teams and shit. But that's one of the things they do well.
But look what they turned him into, bro. That guy was a
A
stud.
concussion person.
No, he was a stud.
No, he
receiver,
was.
bro.
I sometimes have the argument that he's like fucking almost borderline
Yes.
Hall of Fame numbers, dude, for that position because he's a slot receiver.
Yeah,
right?
he's a slot
So like
receiver.
I say, that's a position. I don't like. They always say like, oh, Jarvis Landry, he was a slot receiver.
Yeah, he was on a number one, dude.
You
He
can't
was on a
pay him
number
that
one.
much. That's a position on the field that is there almost all the time. So why can you not give that position some merit? And when you think of slot receivers, I think you think of Wes Welker, and he's one of the fucking best.
I agree.
Ever.
I agree.
Anyways, I'll forgive him for being a Patriot. But that's pretty much it, dude. The fucking Patriots lost.
The thing about this game, they played the Giants. I believe it was a week 15 or week 16, one of the last games, and the Giants played them tough. And I think that propelled the Giants to this victory.
The Giants killed 10 minutes on the opening drive. I forgot to fucking mention this. So they did like some old school shit from when they played the Bills to keep them off the field. But yeah, you're right. That game
That
gave
game,
him
I
confidence.
get confidence. I remember winning this game. I remember I saw this game in my dad's backyard on a little 13-inch TV. And when Plaxico Burress caught that touchdown, I just remember my dad picking up the lawn furniture. It was like one of these plastic lawn chairs, and just slamming it on the ground because he was so freaking happy. And it was like, what the hell? And he was just slamming.
Why? Because he's a Giants fan?
No,
or he hates the Patriots?
He hates the Patriots. He was a
sounds like a good guy.
He was amazing. He was a huge Dolphin fan, and my dad holding up the plastic chair and just shattering it to pieces in the back. Amazing, man. He was pure joy.
You'll never forget that.
Never.
All right, so moving along, who do we have? I believe we have. Is this Hoffa with Super Bowl 30? I can't read
43.
43.
I can't read Roman.
2008 season.
Or Noman.
2008, 2009
Noman
Super
numerals.
Bowl. It was Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Arizona Cardinals.
Oof, great game.
27-23. I remember this game very clearly. I was actually in New York City when this game took place. I was watching it in the hotel room with my wife and my cousin, Amanda Wilmot.
Subscriber, shout out.
Shout out to Amanda. She had just
She'll
bought
probably
some.
never watch this deep into this episode to even hear that, but
she is. She's a very loyal fan.
well, thank you then.
But she had brought some food over from the local food street vendor, and we were watching the Super Bowl there in the hotel room, and the head coach was Mike Tomlin of the Steelers, and it was played in Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. The Steelers halftime show, the boss Bruce Springsteen.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was crazy. And the Steelers was the first team to win 6 Super Bowls championships. They went down in Super Bowl history for the first team to do that. It was a close game. It came out to the wire, to the fourth quarter. I believe it was Antonio Holmes that caught the final pass for the Steelers to win the game. James Harrison, linebacker, Pittsburgh, had a Super Bowl record 100-yard interception.
I remember that.
Return for a touchdown.
He was running out of gas.
Right before the half, correct?
Yep, right before
Crazy.
the half. And Antonio Holmes had
Of
a
Kurt
6-yard
Warner, right?
touchdown.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
Kurt Warner.
One of the few quarterbacks, I think, to take 2 different teams to the Super Bowl.
Yep. Santonio Holmes had a 6-yard touchdown catch with 35 seconds left in the game
Amazing.
to win the game, and he was awarded the MVP with he caught 9 passes for 131 yards and a touchdown. 4 receptions in the final 73-yard drive to win the game, and the cost of a 30-second
Here we
commercial.
go, guys. Here it comes.
Can we guess?
2008.
Yeah,
was,
we need to start
Can
guessing.
we guess? All right, go.
1,350,000.
1.5 million.
2.7.
$3 million. Ogre was the closest. Good job, Ogre.
God damn it. What does he get? Aaron
Gets-
Rodgers.
Aaron
jersey.
Rodgers cocked
He
to
gets
the face.
Aaron John. Cock to the face.
Dude. I got violent. Where are we moving to?
Hey.
2009 season?
Hey, I just want to give props to Roethlisberger. That was an amazing pass.
Yeah,
during that game.
it was. It was a great Super Bowl, dude.
Yeah. And Larry Fitzgerald.
He's a Hall
also.
of Famer, right?
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald
Larry
had a hell of
Fitzgerald.
a game.
That catch.
It was kind of very
to take the
disappointing.
lead where he cuts
Yeah.
up the middle and just burns it.
Actually, I have it
amazing.
in my notes.
Larry
I didn't mention
Fitzgerald
it.
is a fucking beast, dude.
He's a monster,
He's
bro.
still doing it.
And the Raiders
Props.
passed on him.
Fitzgerald
He
had a
was a
64-yard touchdown catch.
Yeah, I thought that was the game winner.
Yeah.
Kurt Warner,
to be
too,
honest.
man.
And then they came
Fucking
back
badass.
and had a 73-yard drive and
Yeah.
just like pretty much like drove it down their throat.
All right,
All right,
moving
guys.
along. Roll.
Super Bowl 44. And we got NOLA, New Orleans, going up against Indy. The final score was 31-17. The game was played on February 7th, 2010 at Sun Life. Joe Robbie to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
The Saints came in 13-3, Indy 14-2. The turning point was the surprise onside recovery to start the second half. One of the most amazing calls, gutsy,
Yeah.
in Super Bowl history.
I hate the guy. I hate the coach, but
But
So do I.
that took balls.
that was a fucking ballsy
That was
call.
balls, bro.
Yeah.
And never. I don't think that's ever been seen, right, or since. That was
I don't
gutsy,
recall.
bro. Out of
Yeah.
nowhere. Out of nowhere. Indy regained the lead, actually, 17-13, only to see Nola score 18 unanswered, highlighted by Tracy Porter's 74-yard pick six to clinch it. MVP was Breeze. He was 32 of 39, 288, and 2 touchdowns. This game is also memorable because this is the last game I saw with my dad. And I knew it at the time.
That's tough, man. Yeah.
It's all good, man.
Just not to get serious, but if your dad's
Not
still
to take it
around,
down,
I've
not
said
to
this
take
a
it
couple
down.
times on the show, a couple times. If your parents are still around, dude, you know,
Enjoy 'em,
Yeah,
man.
go do something with them. Go watch a ball game.
Enjoy them.
Go take your mom out to dinner or something, you know, because like you never know, man. You know, we've talked about it with you too. You know,
Yeah.
like you would kill somebody right now to be able to go, you know, take your mom out or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, if they're still around, you know, we talked about it with you too.
Yep.
You know, take advantage of that because you never know, or you know, you may know, but you know, before you do, go and do it. Don't wait. You know, call them on the phone, dude. They'll just. My dad, I call him sometimes, and he'll be like, he knows I'm busy, so like. He'll just take my lead, you know. If he sees I'm busy, he'll be like, "Yeah, I get off the phone with him." But if I start talking to him, my dad will just keep talking. He just keep talking. He just you know, and like they like that shit, you know, because
It's priceless, bro.
yeah,
It's
you know?
priceless, bro. Enjoy it while you can.
And you can learn a lot from an old goat. All right, so we're going to. Oh, another thing I want to mention about that Super Bowl. We're coming off Katrina too, right?
Yes, yes,
and-
man. That was a big deal, man.
Yeah.
That was a big deal for New Orleans.
Yeah,
I love New Orleans. I've been there twice.
I can't wait to go there, man. I
Bro,
want to go there.
Amazing, bro.
The levies.
The food is
I love all that type of food.
second to none, man. Ace, what is it? Acme oysters, amazing. The beignets, the jazz, some of the most amazing food I've ever ate. I can't wait to go again, man. I love that city.
Yeah, I gotta go
Love
there
that
one
city.
day, man, because I love that food and it just looks like a real cool old place to visit. And then, of course, you see if you go to Mardi Gras, you know, you just gotta take some beads.
You gotta
with
take some
dude.
beads,
That's
man.
it,
You
man.
gotta take some beads.
Can you imagine if you
You
just
gotta
had,
take some
if you
beads.
just had beads?
Yeah.
with you? And another thing, we're fucking regretting not signing Drew Brees, right? At this point already,
He doesn't become who he is here.
Yeah, I don't
No.
think so either. I agree
we'd
with
probably
Ogre.
kill him.
Yeah.
He's probably never.
I
Fucking,
mean, you take him or Dante Culpepper.
Former Raider
Yeah.
came back
I mean,
to bite him with the knee.
former Lion,
the knee
too.
game. The
Former
knee game.
Lion also.
Yeah, pointing at the knee.
we talked
Yeah.
about it. Yeah,
I mean,
here
you got a
already.
bad shoulder over a bad knee, and you take Drew Brees. I don't think the Dolphins.
Let me get
I
some
mean,
more whiskey, dude. You just mentioned Dante Culpepper and the knee game.
I don't think Brees becomes who Brees is here at the Dolphins. I'm sorry.
And this is Peyton Manning.
Not to be a fucking Dolphin hater, but
I think it worked
just
out the
saying.
way it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So Peyton Manning loses his Super Bowl. Correct? This is Manning?
Correct.
All right. Let's move it up to 2010 season played in February 2011 Super Bowl. Is this 45?
This is 45.
All right, Ogre, take it away.
Packers 31-25. I actually had this one at 33-25. I'm very proud to report. Like I put that on Facebook before the
You
game.
had it?
I had it. I nailed that one pretty
Wow.
much, almost to the number.
So you thought they were going to
So you were like naturally, like biologically, like Walter Mercado's little son.
Dude, you won't understand the one where the Packers and the Falcons win 34-28 in overtime. I have a Facebook post showing 34-28 in overtime, but Atlanta.
No way.
I had it. I had the right score. I had the right score, the right situation, the wrong team.
Wow.
So anyway, Super Bowl 45. Packers are 10-6, first NFC team to be a 6 seed to make it to the Super Bowl and win. Second 6 seed overall because the Steelers did it in 05. And let's see what we have. Steelers. This is their 8th appearance in a Super Bowl. This ties them with Dallas. We talked about Green Bay matching the Steelers as the only 6 seeds. They actually beat all top 3 seeds on the road.
Wow.
which is an amazing accomplishment.
Packers did
The
this.
Titans
Packers-
could have done that.
No. I'm sorry. Wait.
The Packers
It wasn't the Packers
and the Steelers.
It was
both-
Aaron Rodgers that did this.
Oh,
And is this where you realize you love him?
yeah, this guy's got a hard on.
He's amazing, dude. He's amazing.
So good, so good.
Anyway, that's for 45. Because
Keep it in your pants, Ogre.
for time. I'm moving on.
All right. I'm up, dude. 2011.
Okay.
I don't know. These people, you guys make such a big deal out of the Patriots. Every time I get them, they're losing a Super Bowl here. The Giants are beating them again.
How cool is that, right? The Giants twice beating them?
Yes. And I just happen to get these Super Bowls. They just are the ones that I have to talk about.
What a coincidence.
21-17, Lucas Oil Stadium, Indianapolis. This is their fourth Super Bowl win for the Giants.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. Giants are 9-7 this year. They don't have a great record. They're actually the worst team to ever win a Super Bowl. Eli Manning's just like fucking Tom Brady kryptonite, dude. Like
Hall of Fame?
Eli, oh my God, he should be. I think
Yeah.
two Super Bowls.
That's why I call him Bizarro Manning.
We talked about it earlier.
He's
two
thrown for
Super Bowl-
4,000 a few years. You know,
That's got to get you in, dude.
it's got to. It's got to.
The people in Boston probably.
And classy.
Yeah.
For New York, dude, you never heard a peep out of that guy.
Yeah,
Nothing negative.
The only thing I
Class.
ever heard about that guy, because I'm all into trashing people. The only thing I ever heard
He's a
about.
little slow.
Did I tell you? No. Did I tell you the story?
No.
He was working with I think they're called Steiner Sports, which is a big memorabilia company, and he passed off some game used shit that wasn't game used.
No.
Memorabilia.
You
I
did tell me
remember
this
that.
story.
Yeah. So like, there's text messages of him going back and forth, like, does it pass as game used? Give it to me. That's the only thing I ever heard about that. But I fucking love that
Dude,
guy.
that's nothing.
I don't give a
That's
shit
Brent's-
about that. I will
Brent's-
fucking.
Yeah, that guy was a fucking
Yeah.
Patriot Slayer.
I will forger any fucking game used memorabilia for fucking Patriot losses. I don't care. The people in Boston probably cannot fucking believe they've lost 2 Super Bowls to this goofball.
to him.
Still, yeah, they probably can't. Fucking, they still don't know it.
Bizarro Manning.
The Patriots had the law firm Ben Jarvis Green Ellis as their running back.
yeah.
Stephen Ridley, Wilfork was there. Tom the Cheater, Bill the Cheater, PED, Criminal Edelman was there. Welker, Gronk, Murderer Aaron Hernandez was there. Deion Branch was there. Giants had a pretty fucking good defense, which kind of like it's something that they're known for. Justin Tuck, Pierre Paul before he blew up his hand was there.
Strahan.
Right.
Yeah.
Umenyiora, Antro Roll, X Kane. On the offensive side, Victor Cruz, Hakeem Nicks, Mario Manningham, Brandon Jacobs.
Wow. Totally
Yeah.
forgot about that team, man.
Pretty fucking good team.
Yeah, good
for
team.
not being
Really
a
good
great team in the regular season, but
They had some players.
they may have been underachieving in the regular season.
Yeah.
They may have been playing possum for the Patsies.
Yeah, they did it on purpose. They were,
yeah. Ahmad Bradshaw. And just for shits and giggles, there was a record for tweets per second during this game for NFL tweets.
First time for tweets?
Or like the most tweets per second,
Per second.
ever for an NFL game
Wow.
during that one. All right. We're moving on. 2012 season, played in 2013.
It's Super Bowl 47.
Turn out the lights. Remember what happened in this game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Baltimore 24,
The hardball
34, San Francisco 31. Yes, February 3rd, 2013, Superdome. The two brothers, John and Jim Harbaugh. 49ers came in at 11-4-1, Ravens 10-6. Ravens led 28-6 early in the third before the partial power outage. 49ers came back 34-29, but turned it over on downs at the Ravens 7. Crazy game. MVP was Flacco, which turned this into millions upon millions
He
upon
parlayed
millions.
that shit into like a lot of money that I don't think he lived up
highest
to
paid.
it.
No, I don't believe he did. I don't think he. I can't believe Baltimore was so good with with their squad, with getting picks, with doing this. I can't believe they gave him that much money, man. It was just it ruined the team.
It's hard. It must be hard to say to your fan base, "We just won the Super Bowl and we're gonna let this guy get away." But that's probably a time where you should.
They should have
guy,
let him get away.
Because
Great
almost,
point.
you think almost he threw the deep ball really well.
But that was it.
But that guy was like, he looked like he was in a phone booth all the time, like R2D2 in a phone booth. That was his mobility, dude.
Well, you know, when them just to get to the Super Bowl, Ray Rice had to turn that crazy, what was it, 4th and 20, and he got 21
that's
yards. It was
right.
crazy.
That was before he punched his girlfriend.
Before he punched his girlfriend.
Yeah,
It was almost
elevator.
like a fluke that they
And
got
dragged
there,
her
man.
ass
Great
off.
team, though. Last game for Ray Lewis.
Wow.
Wow. Badass. That Niners run was interesting because it was the beginning of the Alex Smith was the starting
Yes.
quarterback, and then he got replaced by Kaepernick, and then they had a really good defense, and then that team fucking fell apart really fast, and now they've risen from the ashes, and here they are
And here they are again.
back in the Super
Who was the
Bowl.
linebacker for the 49ers that he retired really
They had a
early?
lot of guys that
Willis, right?
Patrick,
Willis.
was it Patrick
Yeah,
Willis?
Patrick
man.
That was a
Willis,
beast, man.
That
Yeah.
guy was a
And
monster.
like after like 3 or 4 seasons, he just retired.
They had a few other guys that retired early. Harbaugh left because he had disagreements with the ownership, I think. It was just that shit fell apart real fucking quick.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
And look at them now; they're back at the.
They had
fucking-
so much promise
They're back
after
in
that
the
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
You would think it was almost like the Dolphins. You would think they were going to be making repeat, and they just imploded.
Yeah, you thought that was going to go on for a long time, and then, that shit happened with Kaepernick too.
Yeah.
Well, he was already. You know what's?
That was a few years
I don't
after.
I hate
right?
to get into this all the time, huh?
That was a few years after.
a few years
It wasn't
later.
right away.
But he was already benched when he started doing the protest. Blaine Gabbert was already started. Were you the one who brought this up one time
About what?
about saying that his protest started after he was benched? And that's
No,
the
no, that
reason-
wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Maybe I heard this somewhere. That part of his protest thing was that he was pissed off that he had gotten benched. And he,
No, I didn't say that.
all right, I'm sorry to attribute that to you. But anyways, I heard that too. And then I thought about it. I was like, yeah, he was benched.
Not the first false rumor attributed to me.
I'm sure there's many. All right. Memorable for the fucking lights, though. You'll never forget that. That shit took a
no,
long
that was
time.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
In today's day and age, you'd be like, fuck, you didn't pay a light bill, dude?
Yeah.
Where are we going? We're going to Hoffa.
How embarrassing must that have been?
Super Bowl
God.
48.
Can you imagine behind the scenes for that? Those people must have been freaking out.
Roger Good. I mean, I freak out if if I have a house guest and my fucking lights
Can
go out.
you imagine the Super Bowl losing power?
What the fuck?
Crazy.
All right, Hoffa, hit it. Who we got?
We got Super Bowl 48. Seattle Seahawks versus Denver Broncos. Classic tale of the super bruising, swarming defense versus the high-powered, take no prisoners offense.
Legion of Boom.
Legion of Boom. Legion of Boom comes on top very, very religiously. 43-8.
Crazy.
The Broncos got whooped in the Super Bowl. Head coach, we got the cheerleader, Pete Carroll. Always fucking cheering on the sidelines. And it was played in MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. 82,000 in attendance. The Broncos were favored by 2 points. And they pretty much didn't do shit in the game.
Nothing.
Peyton Manning was shut down completely in the game. He was, 5-time MVP. He was a badass.
That was his
whatever.
record-setting season,
Dude,
correct?
he came back from that neck injury and he
Yeah.
threw like 50 or 49 touchdowns.
I believe in the first
Yep.
week one, he threw like 7 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Something
it was just
crazy
fucking
number.
insane, dude. He was throwing the ball everywhere. Demarius Thomas. Who was the other guy he had? Big white dude. What's the fucking name, dude?
McCaffrey. Right?
No, not McCaffrey.
No.
In that kind of...
Oh my goodness.
he played with the Jets later, and he had kind of a comeback year, the guy I'm thinking about.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, he's married to that YouTube, that famous white.
Yeah, she's like a online personality.
Yeah.
I can't remember
God, I
his
can't remember
name
his
right
name
now.
either.
Anyways, they were fucking loaded. Julius
loaded.
Thomas, tight end.
Yes.
I think No-Sean Moreno and a couple other
He
guys.
set the touchdown record that year, 55, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
season, crazy,
Yeah.
crazy numbers.
I remember this is the first Super Bowl I watched with my son. Total letdown, dude. Like Fuck,
Total.
dude, they couldn't score.
Nope. The Legion of Boom completely dominated them, and they were the only team in Super Bowl history to score a safety, a kickoff return for a touchdown,
Percy Harvin,
and a pick six.
Percy Harvin.
another one of those
The
Florida
only team
wackos.
in
Florida
Super Bowl
Gators,
history
yeah.
to do that.
That Gator team with Tebow, fucking Aaron Hernandez, Percy Harvin, they're fucking crazy.
Gangsters.
Dude. All crazy motherfuckers. Dude.
Hobos.
3.5 million.
4 million.
Ooh, you hit it right in the head, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Ah, what do I get? Aaron Rodgers
Aaron
underwear.
Hernandez.
You got an Aaron Hernandez jersey.
Game
But,
war murder jersey.
The MVP for the game was Malcolm Smith, which was a linebacker for the Seahawks.
I forgot about that guy.
Me too.
Yep.
You got
And
a
he
couple
was-
of picks, right?
Yep, he had 2 picks, and one of them was a pick 6 for 69 yards.
Crazy.
He had 2 fumbles recovered.
Jesus.
That's a game, dude.
And he had 9 tackles.
Wow.
That's a game.
That's like
bro.
some fucking Madden numbers,
That's some
bro.
Madden numbers.
Deserving.
Yes, well deserved.
And the 30-second commercial, the GOAT, nailed it right on the head.
nice.
$4
Well done.
million.
Save up, kids.
$4 million, bro.
All right. That signals the end of your year when you tell us how much the commercial cost. And we're moving on to Ogre 2014 season Super Bowl. Can't read Roman numerals. What's Super Bowl?
49.
49.
Patriots 28-24 over the Seahawks. Both teams 12-4. Seahawks had a 24-14 lead going into the fourth quarter, 10-point lead going into the fourth. There's that whole 2nd and 1.
Sorry.
There's that whole 2nd and 1 play with 26 seconds left. They were down by 3. They threw a pass.
Hand the fucking ball off.
Is that the worst call ever?
Worst call in NFL history.
I think the offensive coordinator got
Worst
fucking
thing
canned
in
that year,
Super
right?
Bowl history.
Well,
Super Bowl history.
Since that dude dropped the touchdown
What
in
was
the
it,
end zone.
Rashad
But that
Butler,
really
right?
wasn't
Yeah.
a call.
No,
Malcolm
that,
Butler.
yeah,
Malcolm
that,
Butler.
that worst call ever.
To put it into
As from a
Beast
coach,
mode.
beast mode, yeah.
Beast mode.
So
And you're
it was
not gonna
like-
give him the ball.
the greatest running back at the time, probably for that type of play.
What was it like first and goal? Like
Yeah, it
it
was
was 2-yard line.
At
no.
1.
You lose with that
Well,
guy.
here's the thing.
And if you lose, you say, I handed it off to the
I
best
did-
running back in the NFL.
And you had
And I lost.
You had a timeout. It was 26 seconds. You were at the 1. That year in 2014, 109 passes were thrown from the 1-yard line that year. It was the only one ever intercepted that year.
That's
Damn, you went-
What a great stat.
You
man.
went deep, dude.
Yeah,
Great stat.
Hell
and
yeah.
Another stat is
He's all up in there.
Yeah, he's,
The,
he's
uh,
up in there.
Lynch had 24 carries that game. 22 of them, he made at least a yard.
Great.
So it's
Man,
almost impossible for him not to get that.
That's
yard.
a deep dive there.
Are you
you're
going
deep.
deeper?
No, those are the two
Those
really,
are
really
pretty
good
deep.
stats over
Yeah,
there.
man.
Wow.
You're
Fuck,
deep
we're gonna have to
diving.
pull you out of there.
Yeah, you're in the
deep in there.
You're in the big blue. Definitely.
That's it for 49 for me.
You know, I hated this Super Bowl because I didn't like either
Yeah,
of those teams. I
That
didn't.
was a terrible fucking.
Yeah, it
I was
wasn't
like, who do I root against? Who do I hate more?
No, and to
It's
see,
like you pick
and-
gonorrhea over
and to-
HIV.
To see Tom Brady,
I don't like the Seahawks, dude.
to see Tom Brady jumping around like a little 5-year-old. I just want to slap him. You saw the way he was jumping.
Here's where I'm envious.
Wow, I'd rather see Tom Brady jump around than Pete Carroll.
I'm
bro.
rarely,
Pete Carroll's the worst, bro.
envious of
That was euphoria.
people
That was euphoria.
and things. But when I look at that play that he doesn't hand it off and he throws the little thing and fucking Malcolm Butler jumps in. If you look at that replay,
Oh.
you see Bill Belichick on the sidelines, and I'm thinking while I'm watching the game, wow, this guy's not going to call a timeout. He's just going to play with whatever defense he has there, and he's so fucking cool and collected, and he's just walking, and then they fucking intercept. I'm like, Jesus.
It's like they knew, bro.
It's almost like they knew. And that was like, wow, I want to fucking...
No, and what's the cornerback?
Malcolm Butler.
No, on the Seahawks.
It was Wilson.
Richard Sherman?
Richard Sherman.
Oh.
That fucking face. Oh my God, dude.
Heartbreak, bro.
He's gonna be
Cornerback, all right.
He's gonna be back in the Super
Yeah, the
Bowl now.
cornerback.
That's a
Sorry.
fucking
Quarterback,
that's
yeah.
a fucking meme,
Quarterback.
dude. That fucking
Dude, that was hard.
That guy's such a dick,
that,
though.
I don't like
hurt.
him.
That hurt.
He's
dude.
back in the Super Bowl though.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr.
he is.
Stanford,
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
he
is
was
like
a
a-
big mouth.
like a
Fifth round
genius.
pick. Fifth round pick, though. Man.
smart guy.
They
Smart.
built that team with a lot of dudes with like a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, Russell Wilson was 3rd round pick.
Well, they had that other safety that was a freaking hammer, dude. I forget that
Yeah,
guy.
Oh, Cam-
Earl Thomas, right?
No,
Or
Cameron.
Cam Chance?
Cam
Chancellor.
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 Wow.
So even Beast Mode was a guy that was discarded from the Bills, you know.
Bills.
So they had a lot of those. Percy Harvins was discarded
Percy
from the
Harvins.
Vikings. So that team.
He was another migraine guy, right? Didn't he
I
have
think so,
migraines?
dude.
Yeah.
And he was also a guy that punched somebody in the face on his team.
Yeah.
Like, there's gonna come stories out of that team later. Like, I think one of them was going out or bang Russell. I love gossip for some reason. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
it seems like it. It seems like it.
One of them bagged Aaron Hernandez.
No.
All right, we're
Nothing
up to,
that crazy.
We're up to Super Bowl 50.
Yes, sir.
The Big 5-0. This is the first Super Bowl that doesn't have the Roman numerals. They just went with the Big
Yeah.
5-0.
Oh,
Yes,
look at
sir.
that.
I was going to mention that.
Yeah, and it was
Ah.
the Broncos 24, Carolina 10.
It makes it easier for me to read.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Man, Carolina came stoked, bro. 15-1. They were 14-0. Crazy. They had the top O. The Broncos came in 12-4, top D. It was played on February 7, 2016 at Levi Stadium in San Francisco. Or it was in the San Francisco.
Santa Clara.
Santa Clara. There
California.
you go. And the Broncos just dominated, man.
What the fuck is Levi Stadium?
I don't know.
I thought it was the Jeans, right?
Yeah, that's what
But
I
who
thought.
plays there?
Well, weren't the
Oh, it's San Francisco.
Levi Stadium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Levi's wasn't that in San Francisco where that whole originated with the 49?
I didn't know the Niners played in Santa Clara.
No.
Anyways,
It's like
Okay.
it's like a little suburb.
I don't believe. Yeah, I think it's a suburb.
it's where all the Mexicans live. I know that.
Oh, stop.
Seriously.
Broncos, 7 sacks,
Service industry.
4 turnovers. MVP, of course, Von Miller. And it was the final game for Peyton Manning.
That made that guy a superstar.
Superstar, bro.
Yeah.
Ton of money. Just like Flacco. It made him a superstar. And he is a great player.
It's crazy though how like I could see how that fools us, or maybe not. It doesn't fool us.
Not with him. That guy's a stud.
No, he is. But how does that fool? Not him necessarily, but how does the Joe Fly? How does that fool the executives? Like we know.
Going back to Larry Brown.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
But like we know, we're like, man,
we see that.
when we say that's a bad deal, and you're like, how the fuck does this guy not realize that gets paid to do this?
Mind-boggling.
That's a bad deal. Or how does that guy, because a lot of fans know in advance that's a bad pick, that's a bad whatever. Fuck, how do they?
How
not
do
know?
they not see it?
Who knows?
It's
Maybe they
sports.
have naked pictures of each other. Are we moving, or you had more for that one?
No, that was it, man.
I remember like some old man breaking his TV on the fucking internet, like as he was watching the fucking game. He was so pissed about it that they lost.
That was a big upset.
Yeah.
Carolina was on fire, man.
Well, you remember Manning was benched because he was so bad
He hit
already.
the bat- his arm was shot.
Who were they playing? Was it Osweiler or was it somebody else that was starting for them? Somebody was starting for them, and then
It was the guy that played for the Dolphins.
Lynch. They had a guy named Lynch that was also.
No, it wasn't. It was the guy that
I think it was Brock Osweiler, dude.
Yeah,
Brock
might have
Osweiler. It was that he played for the Dolphins.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
ended up
yeah, it
playing
was
for
Brock
the Dolphins.
Osweiler. Yeah, man.
been. Lynch came after. He was
Lynch
a draft
came
pick,
after,
right?
yeah.
Right.
Paxton Lynch.
So
Right.
he was. I think he was just doing so bad that they finally had to fucking
His
throw
arm-
the dust off of fucking Manning and bring him in.
His arm was shot, man.
And then he rode off into the sunset too, right?
Yeah, nice.
A la fucking John Elway. All right, Hoffa, you got 2016 season played in February 5th, 2017. Go.
Okay, I actually did notes for Super Bowl 50.
We'll fucking wing it, dude. Whatever. This is the Patriots against the Falcons.
Oh my God, classic.
Everybody remembers this. We don't fucking need notes for this shit, dude.
No, we don't.
This is one of the most heartbreaking Super Bowls ever, dude.
Tale of two halves.
Yeah.
Dude,
Belichick was the fucking head coach. They fucking Patriots. The Falcons fucking dominated fucking basically the whole fucking game.
into the third quarter.
They had an amazing year that year.
4.4 million.
I didn't get the deaths for that.
You can look it up. I seen some dude with the hat third quarter. I don't remember the score. 35 to whatever the fuck, and then that was his hat, dude. That fucking franchise has never been the same. The Falcons,
No.
and
No.
Matt Ryan has never been the same. And how the fuck can you blow that game, dude?
That was terrible coaching, bro.
It has to be. At some point, you're like, all right,
You gotta blame the coaching.
know
And
what?
some
somewhere.
incredible plays.
let me look
bro.
into your eyes, Matt Ryan. All right, you're fucking shaking. All right, dude, you're gonna hand the ball off
Just hand it
every
off.
fucking time. Don't fucking fumble.
Calm
Don't
it down.
fucking fumble. Hand it off. waste some time. There's
Didn't
no,
he take a massive sack?
I don't know. He threw
Yeah, he took a-
sacks,
They were in
He took
field
a
goal
sack.
range. They were in field goal range, and he took a sack.
interceptions,
And that was the game.
fumbles.
There was a someone on YouTube did an expose that if they just kneeled the ball
Yeah.
and they just did the timeline, they would have won the game had they just ran a kneel play starting from the middle of the third quarter on.
Wow.
Thank you, because I just said that out of my ass earlier. But yeah, I said hand it off. But yeah, they could have fucked.
Yeah,
It
that's
just
crazy,
adds to these fucks lore and like. But look, dude, you're looking at, and I'm still
bro.
arguing.
How about if you're a fucking Falcons fan, dude? How do you fucking live with that, man?
They haven't. They've been, like he said, they've been shot.
So, dude, I know you respect them and all that shit, but they win this Super Bowl because the guy doesn't hand the ball off to them.
Okay, but that's not their fault.
They win the Super Bowl because these people fucking choke.
It's not their fault.
They win the Super Bowl.
They
they're
took
in-
advantage
they're in
of
the-
other people's mistakes.
They're in the. Oh, of course. They win. What I'm saying is that their shit's a sham.
They barely win.
They barely get in there. They
They
have to have
barely
a
beat
tough
Carolina.
road.
They barely beat the Rams. Atlanta, they have to make a miraculous, never seen before comeback. James White blows up. I don't know what else.
There's a lot of cags going on. All right, we're moving on from that one. That was fucking devastating, dude. Devastating. Overtime. I think it's one of the only
It was the only overtime.
Yeah, it was tough to
correct?
watch.
Even the overtime touchdown. There's a replay of it, and they say that his knee may have been. I don't want to talk about it anymore. All right, a happier Super Bowl, 2017 season, played in February 4th, 2018, Minneapolis. The Eagles, 41-33 over the Patriots. Everyone I get, they happen to lose. I don't know why. The sweetest moment in this Super Bowl, I've already talked about it before,
Yeah, crazy.
is Brady dropping that pass.
Yes, bro.
And then later, Nick Foles saying, "This is how you do it, dude." Fucking Philly special.
Wasn't that
Touchdown.
awesome, dude?
Oh my god, that's my favorite moment of all time. I think it's just beautiful.
Oh, that was my favorite moment right there.
That is one of my favorite moments of all time, right there. It's immortalized forever. That will be passed down through my family forever. That's Gronkowski there, about to eat.
Gronk's got the angle.
Yeah. I can't believe they thought they could put him at safety. Remember, Foles and the Eagles were underdogs after papier-mâché Carson Wentz went down again for some fucking season-ending injury. That guy's always fucking injured. So that guy comes in. He takes him into the Super Bowl. 1,100 yards, 1,151 total yards. So that Super Bowl was all fucking offense.
Didn't Brady throw for 500 something?
Yeah. I think
Crazy
he did
numbers,
have
man.
big fucking numbers on the.
It's 507.
500 in the Super Bowl, man. That's
Yeah.
unheard of.
Yeah.
Unheard of.
This is the first time I burned.
And
Patriots.
to lose.
Well, usually when you throw for 500 yards, you lose.
Yeah, because you're behind.
If you look at the history of all that, they almost all lost.
Yeah.
Like Marino lost 521 against the Jets.
Wow.
This is
That's
the
a
first time I burn a Patriots
buddy.
jersey in a ritual that I do.
You burn a jersey?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
It worked.
I've witnessed it.
It
It's
worked.
a little
It's pretty
brujeria.
fucking amazing.
A little
Yeah, you know, I
brujeria.
have Cuban roots, so
There you
there's
go.
a little bit of that. It worked.
Babalu.
The Eagles, they had Ertz, Alshon Jeffrey, Torrey Smith, Al Galore, LeGarrette Smoker Blunt, Jay Ajayi, Fletcher Cox, Chris Long.
Former Dolphin.
Chris Long, yeah. We had Tom Brady and a bunch of other fucking criminals, rapists, and cheaters. I'm not getting into it. No, actually, they had a fucking stacked team, actually. Edelman, Gronk, Brandon Cooks, James Harrison, Amendola, Deion Lewis, Rex Burkhead, James White, Trey Flowers, Calvin Noy, Malcolm Butler, who was oddly enough fucking benched for this game under weird circumstances.
That's never come out, has it?
Like, he doesn't talk about that shit
That's
either.
never come out.
Yeah, it's so
man.
weird. I've said before that that's like when Cuban people leave from Cuba and they still can't talk shit about the
Yeah.
fucking communists. He's like fucking been sworn to secrecy. Stefan Gilmore, McCourty, Patrick Chung, who's also a drug dealer. They had a fucking shitload of guys on
They
that team.
did. They were stacked.
Yeah. All right. We're getting close to the nitty gritty here.
We are at the nitty gritty.
Who's up here?
Well, it's me, Super Bowl 53 last year. Patriots 11-5 over the 13-3 Rams. Lowest scoring Super Bowl ever. Entered the fourth 3-3 tie.
Crazy.
Could have cured insomnia with that. The game ended 13-3, lowest scoring Super Bowl. I don't want to even talk about them anymore.
What a piece of shit.
That was the biggest letdown.
Not just because the fucking Patriots won, but just
The Rams, bro.
what a crap.
The whole year they were like dominating
Yeah.
defense, dominating, bruising, running game.
Well, they had the NFL Defensive Player of the Year, right?
yeah,
Aaron
What's-
Donald?
Yeah.
Eric Donald.
Oh,
man.
and the
Gert.
hot coach, right?
The hot coach,
Like-
what's his name? McVay?
McVay.
And your boy,
the boy wonder, right?
Yeah.
Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah,
Whenever,
true.
which did absolutely nothing
Former
for the
Dolphin.
Dolphins.
Former Dolphin and
I
Detroit.
don't understand how the fucking. I mean,
Former,
No,
well,
former
he-
Dolphin
to
and Lion.
to set the record straight, this guy
now
in
he's a
Detroit,
journeyman.
this guy in
Where's he at
Detroit
now,
was a
Tampa?
fucking wrecking ball.
Yeah,
dude.
he was a monster.
This guy
was nasty.
Besides his fucking outrageous, like
Stepping on players.
stepping
yeah.
on and bipolar activity.
I was
Yeah,
hoping
talking
this
about
guy
bipolar.
this guy was fucking
Out of Nebraska.
stopping the run. He was a fucking beast,
Cornhusker.
bro.
He was a
But
Cornhusker.
Cornhusker.
we didn't see that. I was like, this
No.
guy's gonna fucking.
He got paid great money.
And
Oh,
he was-
that's like the
and he was
Dolphins'
done.
like history, bro.
I thought he was gonna fucking slice Tom Brady's throat with his fucking.
He wasn't a
spikes.
bad player.
Well,
though,
this
for the
guy
Dolphins. He
grabbed-
was solid.
Not
This
for
guy
that
grabbed-
money though. Dude.
Not
Listen,
for the money. No.
If you look up on YouTube, this guy grabbed Jake Cutler, and he did something out of a fucking WWE play on him.
Yeah. that was
He
nice.
grabbed him and fucking like did like a fucking like a rock bottom on him.
We didn't see that, dude.
No.
Here.
Well, you guys.
No,
paid him
you
too
didn't
much
see
money,
the nasty.
dude.
He didn't
guys
bring
paid
the
him too much
nasty. He
money.
didn't bring the
Nah,
nasty.
and we needed that because
Yeah.
we were soft.
Yeah.
He didn't bring the nasty. That's
Some would
for
argue
sure.
we're still soft. All right, that fucking takes us through. I still can't read Roman numerals. How many Super Bowls is that?
That's it, 53.
We're done.
53, man.
53. But wait 1 second. Let's talk a little bit again about 54 before we go. We just fucking confirmed those are the two teams in the Super Bowl. Chiefs, Niners. We've made our predictions already, right?
But we didn't freaking confirm the Niners. Maybe the fucking Packers came back.
This will be. Let's look that up real quick.
Yeah, let's look up. What was the final in that game?
What was the
I mean, it
final?
was
We might
27
have to
to
change
7.
helmet. We might
It
have
was
to change
27 to
helmets.
7. We finally stop seeing the
That's
game.
gotta have been a final.
We gotta
dude.
change helmets, maybe. Aaron Rodgers.
Nah, they won 37-20.
Okay, there you go.
Sorry.
Thank God, no
sorry,
fucking
Ogre.
Packers in the Super Bowl.
That would have been
Sorry.
cool though.
Sorry, Ogre,
because
your
that-
boyfriend didn't make it.
That was the first Super Bowl, right?
That would have been cool.
That
would
would've
have
been
been
kinda
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
That would have
Even
been
though
cool.
I don't like the Packers, whatever.
No,
but
the
it would have been
fucking
cool.
Packers are terrible.
No, who's winning? We already said we think the Chiefs. I mean, I could easily see. I like Garoppolo, dude. I think that guy's a fucking.
Well, it's a
gamer.
notorious game right here, like the versus the great defense versus the unstoppable offense.
But then you got.
Underrated offense for 49ers.
That's what I was about
Yeah.
to say. Then you got to look at the flip side. Like, all right, this is good for them. This is good. How good is that? So is the Niners offense better than the Chiefs defense? And I think the answer is
And
yes.
I think the answer is
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. So that we know the Chiefs offense is really good, but the Niners defense is really good. So that kind of even. But the Niners offense is pretty fucking good. It's not like juggernautish,
Yeah.
if that's a word.
No, their fucking
They're
running
solid.
game is fucking solid, dude.
And they got a great coach dialing
Yeah.
up some amazing plays.
Yes. Whose father was a fucking great
Yeah.
coach too. So
Shanahan.
he's got it in the. Oh, that's another crazy thing about the Steelers and that fucking Falcons Super Bowl. They stole his
a
fucking
red face guy.
They stole
Not
his
a pepperoni
playbook.
face, but a red
Did
face
you guys,
guy.
you know about that shit? They stole his fucking playbook. You still think that they were good? All right. Just check it. Throwing evidence out. All right. Do we have anything else we want to talk about on the Super Bowls? All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Raul, Hialeah Comic Bro.
Thank you for having
Thank
me,
you for
man.
coming, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome that you were here with us
Awesome
today.
time. Awesome
And
time.
it was fun, man. Yeah, big
Yeah.
time. And that's it. That's all we got for you guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like it, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, guys.